All right, and then all I'm doing is I'm going to pop up the stream in the background, and it's working beautifully. Awesome. So we are all good to go. All right. So just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, and then I'll let you introduce each of your characters. Basically, what has happened is all of you are semi-seasoned adventurers. You know, you've got your feet wet. You kind of know what you're doing, and you have been summoned to the manor of Sindra Sylvain. And Sindra Sylvain is a well-known throughout the world merchant as well as a former explorer. She has shops all throughout the realm. They consist of mostly magical curios. They're exuberantly expensive, but they're all 100% legit items that she has found on her travels. She is an archmage, so she has powers beyond that you guys can even imagine at this point. And for some random reason, she has sought out all of you and has personally summoned you. And anyone in this land knows you do not refuse a summon from Sindra Sylvain. So all of you are headed to her manor to figure out why you have been summoned. So, that all being said, I'm going off the assumption that none of your characters probably know each other. Is that a fair assumption, or did any of you write your backstories to join together?
Facts.
It's a fair assumption. I don't know any of these people.
That's a no for me.
Nothing?
I would no. I was gonna say my face is probably covered from what you know, Brandon.
Yep. Okay. So that all being said, I would like you guys to do kind of just a generic introduction of your character. Basically, who you are, what type of class you are, any information that you're willing to share at this point in time. Obviously, if you do have a backstory written and there's parts of it you don't want to reveal to the party until much later for whatever reason, that's 100% fine. So, unfortunately, as the seasoned veteran in the group, Eli, I wouldn't mind if you would get it started, please.
Okay, my name is Marcus Goldmain. I am a Leonian fighter. I tend to wear a dark green cloak that is pulled rather tight around me. The hood is pulled far forward. The only real distinguishing things you can tell are I've got several scars on my face when you do manage to see it. And I have several large weapons across my back. And that's all you guys are really going to know right now.
All right. Do I have a volunteer to go next?
Go ahead. You want me to?
Go for it.
All right. I'm that glorious white blob right there. His name's Bacon. And, well, they say that when you smell bacon, you know I'm raging.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm busy cringing.
We all are. We're cringing with you.
Yeah, I'm a bugbear / barbarian. I'm a sneaky barbarian. I like to hide in places, jump out on people. You know how it be.
In short, you like to
Yeah,
murder things.
I like to murder things. I'm not the thickest of barbarians, but hey, I'm putting in that legwork.
Never skip leg day.
True.
All right. Who wants to go? Go for it.
I guess I'll go.
Whoa.
Are you
Well,
guys
I mean-
gonna roll for it?
You guys go right ahead.
Oh yeah, there's rolling.
Yeah, I was
things.
gonna say, don't make me
Let's
roll
roll.
initiative for character
I
speak.
yield.
Alright, we're rolling.
Go for it.
I already went though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're 17. You already went. Oh, we got
I
a
win.
9. We got a 7.
This is foreshadowing right here. Look at these rolls.
You weren't here in my first two rolls. It was a 6 and a 2.
Hey, I rolled a d20.
You get the bad rolls out of the way first, right?
Okay, well I guess I'll. Oh, nope.
Eli,
Green
you already
roll
went.
I just wanted to roll.
Oh, okay.
Jesus
You don't want to be
Christ.
left out, man.
You
Alright.
wasted the good ones. All right, go for it, bud.
Okay, my name is Nasleen Silverstone. I am a dwarf paladin who used to be a cleric, but through one way or another decided to become a paladin instead. He is the shortest possible height for a dwarf, which is 4 feet exact. But he does weigh 200 pounds, so he's got a little bit of meat on him. He's just a little short guy that's just chilling.
Fair enough. Go for it, Tyler.
Okay. My name is Silvar Nightthorn. I am a wood elf druid, and I am a very sneaky boy. I have no problem being a scout or assassin. I have little regard for other people's lives, more of an animal plant guy. Just don't fuck up with the animals or trees unless they're trying to kill us, and we'll be square, yeah?
And he just wants to be a tree.
That's the goal of every druid.
Can I eat animals for survival? Would that
Well, that's
bother you?
well, yeah. Like nature's all about balance. Just don't go randomly burning down the fucking forest or something.
Oops.
Joe's backstory includes pillaging elven villages and burning. Oh. I mean, he has a
Joe?
bugbear, so.
Wait, you don't know me, right?
Joe, don't worry.
Let's
I'm
keep
also
that
a
under
spy.
wraps here.
Information gathering is part of my kit. I got you. I will find out.
Don't worry, don't worry. You don't know my backstory. I'll keep that. Let's keep that part under wraps. Yeah. All right.
Joe, just for purposes, do you want to introduce Kat's character, just even though she won't be here tonight?
Sure. No problem. Cat is a. Her name is Vera, and she is a rogue. Or, yeah, she's a rogue elf, and she's really good with swords. She likes to do the stabby stabby, as someone used to call it.
Sneaky,
Nothing wrong
sneaky,
with that.
stabby, stabby.
Yeah, she also has a neat ability with psychic blades.
Mhm.
She likes to fling those things around.
Those are fun.
All
Other than
right.
that, she's a quiet type and less drunk.
Which it sounds like most of the time when we play, she will be. Um,
I mean, that's my plan.
all right, and last but not least, we have Emily, which is one of Liz's friends that's joined us, so go for it.
Hello, I am Zyro. I am a copper dragonborn. I'm a ranger. I am pretty nondescript looking, as far as I guess dragonborns go. So almost intentionally nondescript looking. I'm just in the background, hanging out, and I kind of do think that it belongs in a museum. So that's really what I'm bringing to the table here is an interest in old things, crispy things, old maps, and dust.
Wonderful.
Do you collect dirt?
I collect artifacts from the depths of ruins and dungeons. They belong in museums.
I take
Wait
it.
till you meet Vera. You'll
Oh,
love it.
Lex, same thing.
Her theology is in her background.
I should make a background.
All right. Where we starting off, B?
I'm wondering if you had to go put a kiddo down.
I think that's what he said.
Whether was that tequila? He didn't. He did ask for a drink. But
I mean,
How
he could be
fantastic is tequila?
driving over here for my tequila. I don't know.
Cat has some terrible
No question.
memories with tequila.
Are you going to be sharing your tequila? Because I have vodka, I have whiskey and tequila. I can, throw a little here and there for you people.
Screw 'em all at
I
once.
mean, I've got a
Mix it
cognac.
up.
I've got 6 different scotches. Vodka, rum, tequila, bourbon. You name
So-
it, I got it.
I'm going over to your place, is what you're telling me.
Yes. Oh, and I have gin. You can't forget the gin.
I know you love your gin, Eli.
I've got 5 strains and 2 concentrates and
Ooh.
no, 6 strains. 6 strains.
Let me top you guys up. I got a Diet Coke and a Crush.
Diabetes.
Sean, get his pet. Go, get his pet. Go.
I have a giant glass of wine, if that surprises anyone.
Giant glass of water.
I
Since,
got that
since we're
too.
getting fucked up, I will rip this bong.
I am not getting fucked up. I just drink a little bit. It makes me more talkative.
That's for sure.
Unless we're
Ranger,
playing
can
League
you
of
help me out?
Legends, and then I get dead quiet.
It is really actually quite funny.
And you kill it as Raka.
Yeah, I just throw bananas at everything, say, "Come get me, fuckers." Um,
Come get me, you pieces of shit.
pretty much. So, all right. So, basically, what's happening is you're all being brought to this giant manor in the middle of the realm where you guys are all from. And I mean, this place is elaborate. There are guards everywhere, marble staircases. I mean, you name it. I mean, this place literally could feed all of the hungry people in the world if they sold it off. It is immaculate. Throughout the area, as you're walking through this gorgeous mansion, you see unknown, just what you assume have to be magical artifacts, tokens of displayed battles won. Just this person, you basically get the hint you don't want to mess with them. Um, so yes, you have been summoned to the home of Syndra Silvervein. She's a retired adventurer and merchant. A uniformed attendant leads you up a grand staircase to the 3rd floor, and then ushers you into a wood-paneled room with a fireplace, comfortable chairs, and heavy tables bearing goblets of wine. The darkly paneled walls are covered with maps and sea charts. Racks, shelves, and cabinets hold hundreds more rolled-up maps and charts as well. A person is seated in an overstuffed chair near the fire. You can't discern gender because only the person's head emerges from under a heavy blanket draped over the chair. With an embroidered hood and silver mask concealing the wearer's face, you hear, "Help yourself to the wine and seat yourself, friends. I hope I may call you that."
Oh, oh, oh. Assuming gender is not 2021. Oh, fine.
So what do you do? You sit down, start drinking wine. What do you do?
We all in this place?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
You've
I
all
see
been
no
gathered.
reason not to take up the offer.
Take it. Give
I
me
sit
that
down.
wine.
I'll sit down. Also, I don't know anybody, right?
What's that?
I don't know anybody, right?
You do not know.
Okay, so I'll just sit down and just look at everybody else. You know.
I continue to stand.
I'm
Yo, can
going
these
to
chairs- oh,
peruse
sorry,
the
go ahead.
maps.
Can these chairs handle my ass?
Yes, they're magically fortified.
Hell yeah.
Bad ass.
Yo, I fucking plop my ass down in one of these chairs. Mind you, I'm like a 300-pound, 8-foot dude. Very sensitive about his skin.
Well, we won't mention it then. So as you guys all kind of gather around, the character speaks. You're probably wondering why I've gathered all of you here today. And the truth is, I've heard rumors of a very disturbing going on in the land of Chuth. There's rumored to be an artifact known as the Soulmonger. And it is a very disturbing thing, as it has been created by the Archlich Asirak. And Lord knows, the Lich never means well. We are uncertain what this artifact can do. So we are trying to gather together some stout adventurers like yourself to go to Chuth, find this artifact, and potentially destroy it to save the world from the destruction of Asirak.
And I thought we just came for the wine.
You are welcome to the wine.
I mean, as a paladin, I'm also lawful good. I know that the Lich is not a good person, right?
I mean, you would definitely know
Yeah.
liches are traditionally pure evil. Yes.
Okay. So I mean,
I'm
I am
vibing with Lich.
I'm down to do this adventure as I have left my clergy to experience life and to help as many people as I can.
Oh,
I am also down to help with the adventure because I know it would destroy all nature.
oh yes.
Do any of you have any questions that you might ask of me before embarking on such a terrible journey?
What wonders await?
That is a
Do you have any
wonderful
useful
question.
maps of the region in your collection here?
Let me go for Joe first here. Interesting question. The land of Truth is relatively unexplored, but unimaginable wealth awaits you in the depths of the jungles. I can
Oh,
guarantee you, after you go and you complete this journey, you will have wealth beyond your imagination.
you
As
had me
far,
at the wine.
as far as a map goes, my scaly friend, I do indeed have two maps I will impart on you guys before you leave for your journey, should you accept to go. One,
If we go.
oh, one would be a map of the port city that you guys will be going in called Nyan Zero. I will give you the map so you know where you are when you're in the port. However, after you agree to this journey, I will provide you with another map, but only after you agree.
Have you been
I've
to New
already
Jersey before? You
Yeah.
sounded pretty heavy on that accent, bro.
What is this, Joyzy?
Guarantee. I love it.
In addition to the maps, will you be providing anything else for our journey?
I am willing to help pay for the onset of your journey, knowing that the jungles themselves hold unfathomable treasures. I don't believe you'll have any trouble keeping money once you're there, but I will be providing each of you 75 gold pieces to get you started should you choose to go.
at this
Okay.
moment.
As soon as you guys agree to go, I will provide said gold.
Gimme.
I have
Give me
already
gift.
agreed. Although, is there any possibility that my money would go more towards equipments that would make the journey just a little bit safer?
The journey will not be a concern, as I have the power to magically teleport us there instantaneously upon your agreement to go on said journey.
Okay.
It's a transmission.
Hey, we
I've
got a
always
free.
wanted that skill.
I have agreed. I'm willing to go to this journey.
Fantastic, my stout friend.
Thank you. I am short.
I will also be joining him on this journey.
Dude, we're a weird fucking group.
I am down for this journey.
That is
Look at
Let's
wonderful
go.
to hear.
Let's look. Oh,
What about you, my furry friend in the back? You have not spoken.
I will join.
Glad to hear. And I have to assume my beautiful, tall, luxurious man over here is going as well.
I look around.
Same, bro. Like, who the fuck you talking to? Yeah.
Can I roll an investigation check with disadvantage?
referring to?
The figure was pointing to Bacon.
No.
Oh fuck. Hell no.
Okay,
Hell yeah. I'm ready to go. Furry friend probably doesn't like the wine. He's judging you.
All right. That being said, I am requiring each of you to make a sacred oath over what I am about to give you.
Hmm.
I am about to give you a map. This map has been created over the last many years with my friends helping over long journeys. There are many people who would want to get their hands on said map. I must implore you, do not let them. Many people in the Lamacholt have ill intentions. They may try to take this from you. They may try to swindle it from you or buy it from you. Do not give it up. The land of Cholt is relatively uncharted. This map, unfortunately, only reveals the middle of the continent, or the outer edge of the continent. Sorry, my bad.
anybody hear that voice?
As you explore, the map will automatically chart areas as you go through them. Please, I am begging you, do not let this fall into the wrong hands. Am I understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait,
Ah,
sir? Yes.
It doesn't
Archmage.
matter.
Oh, okay.
gender reveal, maybe?
2021. I will
Yes,
pledge my oath that I will do everything in my power to keep the map safe with me.
I accept your pledge, and as that happens, you feel kind of like just this weird flow of air flow over your body. Do I have a pledge similar from the rest of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there only one map?
Yes, there's only one copy.
God damn it. Keep that copy
Yeah.
away from me. I get kind of sweaty. Hairless and all. Sweat's a good factor. Go ahead.
That is a very good factor. Your fur isn't there to, catch that sweat anymore.
Syndra kind of cocks her head. My furry friend in the back, again, you have said nothing.
Are we talking about
I
the
am hesitant to give such an oath. Not for the cause or yourself, but out of an unwillingness to put my fate bound to serving someone else.
The character kind of glares at you. This is not a contract of servitude, my friend.
Then you have my oath.
Very well.
That was easy. I will not be bought, but sold.
said money?
Yes, yes, I have your gold. And the shadowy
Do we-
figure produces a pouch filled with 75 gold pieces for each of you, and they just magically appear directly in front of where your goblet sits on the table.
At 75 gold.
You should get some from the beginning stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people do have stuff from their background and whatnot. So,
Yes, I do.
But consider, I'll be honest, this is actually written to start at level 1, so I haven't given you guys anything really extra per se, except your stat boost for being level 3.
Gotcha.
Sounds
So,
good.
Alrighty.
all right. Is there anything any of you must do before we leave on our journey?
No.
I do have a question.
Yes.
I've heard that you collect certain things. May I question if you have anything that can increase my abilities?
Oh, I'm sure I have many wonderful things that you, my stout friend, would very much enjoy. I will
Oh,
make you a promise. Shall you be successful in your destruction of Soulmonger, I will allow you one of the items from my exclusive collection. Each.
Oh.
ooh,
Nice.
nice.
Nice. Fine.
I'm sure I have
Oh.
something to please all of you.
As I said, you had me at the wine.
Do you have
All
something,
right.
Tyler?
No, I was just gonna say for once the dwarves' greed actually worked in our favor.
So, which one of you got the tightest breastplates?
I do. I think. I don't know.
Because mine's kind of exposed. One of you grab the map and read it. So I'm
If
fucking dumb as shit.
we're talking about intelligence or wisdom,
For what?
I'm
reading the
map.
map.
So,
All right, we just.
I guess I should. Who is taking the map?
I mean, who is?
Not me.
I have the cartography proficiency
There you
Yeah,
go.
give
There we
it
go.
to her.
So we have a
and a
map
wooden
person.
case, which already contains a map. It'll go in there.
I'll go up to Syndra and take out my hand. Just stand there, expecting she knows what I'm trying to get.
Keep a close eye on the map bearer.
All right. Do you actually open the map and look at it, or do you keep it rolled up?
I keep the special map rolled up, and the port map I'll go ahead and take a look at.
Okay. So my file is too powerful. Well, that's very unfortunate.
Oh, screenshot.
That's what it just said. Okay. So I'm gonna move you over, and I'm gonna pray I did this right.
You're too strong. Ooh,
Ooh.
Is everything
see.
lovely and visible for all of you guys?
Easier.
hell yes.
Yes, now
Yep.
it is.
All right.
Massive.
So this is the map that you guys are seeing right now. As you can see, it's a very large city. There are some very large structures within the city. Looking through the map, is there anything, and I just want your guys' opinion, anything that you notice? I kind of want you guys to talk about it a little bit. Something that you guys might notice differently than another player.
In what way? Notice differently in what way?
Just, I mean, you all are seeing the exact same thing. Just tell me some of the observations you guys are making about this rather large city.
It's
Clearly
heavily,
a slums in here.
it is
Big ass.
very heavily fortified.
They expect a lot of seaward attacks because of the chain over the harbor.
Okay.
What is that area up northwest?
This one?
That looks like crater.
Looks like mines or a quarry,
Okay.
Big fucking city. That's what it is.
maybe. I don't know. I just
It
noticed-
looks as though the poor people are outside the protections of the wall.
The slums.
Does anyone else notice the multiple walls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Walls on walls on walls.
Yeah,
Attack
it
on
looks like
Titan
there's,
vibes.
there's
There-
sections that are like connected by those. That middle area's got the pathways that are going over part of the city, and then it looks like it's fortified above it. Like
And
real
yet,
segregated.
if you look on this bottom half, there's a entirely walled off area here.
This one right here.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't like how north is not on north.
I know
Well,
it's
no, that's north.
No, that the map is correct whenever you actually see the map of Cholt, you'll understand why it's drawn
Yeah.
this way.
north is this way.
I'm also noticing there's a lot of things that look like they might be. I mean, this looks like a bazaar of sorts, very open. I mean,
One of those places.
it makes me think of a street market. This does.
It just looks like a castle right here.
Look at these
But where-
homes over here, man. They got property. These are
It
where the good
kind of
people
feels
go.
like different races are represented, maybe. Like over here are the elves and naturey people
There's
because they
clearly
have all the
minority.
trees.
I feel like the further out you are from the wall, like the more walled in you are, the higher aristocracy or nobility you are, and the farther out you are, like the ones on the edge, would be where the peasants or refugees or some of those sorts.
Plebs.
Plebs, yes.
Hell yes.
The type of things bacon eat or
Ah,
burn.
yeah. Tasty.
Are those like
Also,
ziggurats by the entrance up north? Well, north on the screen.
Ping it.
possibly. I also just noticed this building, all the way over here, has a tree in it. Inside that very inner wall.
This one.
This one.
Oh yeah.
There's a tree in the middle of the building.
The plebs got their docks too. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'd say these are the dock workers.
So the voice kind of interrupts. Do you have any questions about what you see?
Why is it so segregated?
How so?
I understand that people come from different backgrounds. I myself come from nobility. However, where I grew up from, it did not look as separated. It seems as though they're trying to protect at least those of the higher position are trying to protect themselves from the ones below them.
I would say you're not wrong in that. The port itself is ruled by a number of princes. And each prince has a specialty within their land. Some are famous merchants, some are former explorers, some are champion gladiators from the arenas. So they all
Wait, that's
have.
the arena. Wait, I just realized that. Shit. That's awesome.
Sorry,
Oh,
kid
did-
interrupted
what-
there.
Sorry,
Um,
sorry. Go ahead.
They have all made their wealth in this hostile environment. And they're very proud of it. And they will protect their assets at nearly any cost. Unfortunately, with the land's booming mercantile port, they have not been able to expand their realm as wide as they would like to take care of all the people yet.
See,
Fucking Ferris wheel? Shit.
are these bigger landmarks? Am I correct to assume that these would be where the princes are residing at? I'm pointing at the ones up top towards the west area.
Yep, I'm actually checking real quick.
Don't
Also,
forget
we-
this
where are-
isolated lighthouse looking one.
Yeah, you guys
There's
aren't
the
you
arrow.
guys aren't here yet.
Oh, okay.
So
You are here.
this location, as the figure points to the map, is known as the Golden Throne. It is a palace that serves as a meeting place for many of the merchant princes of the port, and it's kind of recognized as a loose form of government for the town. The other location you referred to is one of the various temples that are within this town. there are, I believe, 3 temples within the
Oh,
town, each having their own priest or priestess and their own deities and beliefs.
What race do the temples belong to?
All of the races of this land are just known as Choltians. They're natives who have been here for years. And all of them have a common association, but don't agree on ideologies.
let's see.
Do you have any other questions?
No.
If that be the case, please, I implore you, open the other map.
I look at Zyro.
All right. I roll
We
this
all
map
look
up.
at Zyro.
Roll this map up, swap it out of the case with the special map, and unfurl it.
This one will
Oh,
take a
let's
little
see.
bit to load in.
Oof, that's a lot of.
I
Oh
like
god.
it. You're zooming in.
I like that the how it filled it all in.
You're probably frying some PCs out there.
The good probability, yes.
Oh, my poor Mac.
Are those
Hey,
a
time
100
to
for
time to
each?
zoom in the hell.
What's that, bud?
I'm just gonna look. I'm just gonna wait until Cinder talks.
Chill. Bam.
So I will come out of character here for a second. So basically, the way this works is as you guys explore this vast realm, I obviously have another copy of the map that is uncovered, and will lead you to different destinations. Um, as you uncover the map, I can literally pull away the map square by square, so it will reveal itself. When you guys are traveling, you may only travel at 3 hex grids per day. So you guys will be actually traveling long distances. And if you've played with me before, this is something new. Actually planning for long journeys is going to be necessary. You will actually have to plan with rations. For those of you who have survival skills, those will be necessary. So there's going to be a
Same.
lot of stuff different. Obviously, as you travel through these dense jungles, you may stumble across certain locations, some of which are already on the map for you, as you can see. Some of them not. So, what are some things as you're looking at this? I mean, obviously, you see where the port is. What other things are you kind of noticing, just kind of looking at the map?
Mini mountain.
Big area. Oh, did you the person tell us where we need to go, or
What do you mean?
the place where the artifact is? With the Shadowmonger or something like that?
Soulmonger.
Soulmonger.
No, they do not have a precise location.
Ah,
So they've been trying to explore this land as best they can, but it's gotten to the point where they need to bring in more, shall I say, professional help.
now what would be the area that's shaded yellow or red, like closer towards Port Nyanzaro?
Gotcha. So the areas you see that are shaded with a tint of yellow and orange are heavily infested by the undead.
I
Oh, I see the skull and crossbones on the map.
Hmm.
Did you say undead?
Yes. The
Favorite.
undead have been running ragged through the area lately, which we believe is a direct correlation to the location of the artifact Soulmonger. It has been known at night that the undead have occasionally tried to breach Port Nyanzaru, but they have been unsuccessful thanks to the combination of the Harpers, the Flaming Fist, and the City Gods.
See. That
Ah,
Sky Lizard Mountain sounds like there's going to be a dragon in there.
And obviously, the orange places on the map are higher concentrations of the undead.
You heard the person, you stout little pally. We're gonna hide behind you and call down your righteous light. Got it.
What are those camps?
So the different camps that are on the map are places that have been attempted to have been settled. Camp Righteous was founded on the river bend on the course or on the corner of Undead Land. It was unfortunately overrun, and they
Is that why
retreated
there's an
back
X
to
over
Camp
it?
Vengeance in order to help fortify there. So the white squares are functioning fortifications. The black squares are known points of interest, and obviously the X's are things that are no longer there.
When did the problem with the undead start?
The undead started creeping out of the jungles about 4 months ago. And it's been a very rapid expansion, which is what is leading us to believe there was a problem in the first place. And through my magical artifacts and gaze, as well as the help of some other Archmagi, we have determined the location of Soulmonger being there.
You want to ping that again? Hold on, let me scroll through the map.
I'm trying to find out where the ping is too.
Ping one more time. I
I
can't see.
say I'm not pinging anything.
Oh, okay.
Okay, got you, sir. Got you.
Yeah, they know it's somewhere in Cholt, but they can't figure out a pinpoint location.
Um,
And you said
Up with
earlier that there is a high chance of the artifact being in an area with a higher concentration of undead, or did I misunderstood that?
That would be a valid assumption. We believe that the Soulmonger is what is leading to the onslaught of the undead. So it would
so it's
seem
going to be in these areas potentially.
And there's this one area right there.
Pretty anticlimactic if it was in there.
2
You
day
never
trek from
know.
camp. Let's
It's
go.
most likely gonna be down here somewhere.
Most likely.
Possibly over here.
The real secret is, it's right here.
I would actually
Oh,
fucking
wait.
die.
This man has it.
One of the merchant princes had it all along.
So, safest route looks like this far left strip.
So we're
Starting
gonna
from
go.
around here.
I would agree with that assessment
We could probably make our way around and down.
because we definitely don't want to start off through the undead infested areas.
Or do we?
How
We
badly
definitely do
infested
not.
are each hex, actually?
Would you guys like to visit Camp Vengeance and see the situation there?
Joe, what did you ask about the hexes?
So, how heavily infested are each hex? So, if we traverse into a zombie infected, or not zombie, whatever, skeletal infected hex, how many
These
would
areas
be in each, you know?
May the dice be ever in your favor.
Nice.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
can
We're
I get an
talking
average, sir?
D4s or
Like, are we facing between like 4 and 8, or like 20 per yellow hex? And I don't want to deal with the orange ones.
I mean, okay, so I just looked in the bottom and it says 1 hex equals 10 miles.
well, that's a lot of zombies.
So you can kind of ignore that. If you actually
Okay.
read the way the game is supposed to be written, you're only supposed to be able to travel 1 hex per day. And
Nice.
I think that's going to take way too freaking long.
Well, yes.
So I'm doing 3 hex per day. I think that's more reasonable. That means some of the shorter treks out into the jungle will be a week long, where some may last upward of 2 weeks if you go deeper in.
All right. So where are we starting?
I
I would
definitely
do-
say over we go to Camp Vengeance, see what the refugees maybe, if any, made it from Camp Righteous, to see what the situation was over there.
Do we start on the port end? And then
I was gonna ask that.
I
What
see
do we
you guys.
start
I
at?
see you guys haven't left yet, so you're still back at Syndra's manor.
Okay.
Oh, so can we ask her to teleport us anywhere?
She will only be able to teleport you directly to the port itself.
Oh,
So,
Also, what is that icon right there? It looks like a mining icon. Am I mining?
Don't get me started. We gotta start farming.
Yeah, we starting farming.
Starting a farm?
I got the auger.
Yeah. Just got brute strength, bro, and started mining through walls.
Yeah.
So ironically enough, I don't actually see in a key what that is. Give me a second. I didn't even
Oh,
notice
that's
that one
fine.
myself, to be completely honest.
Oh,
Yes,
does it say,
that is indeed a mine. Believe it or not, you are 100% correct.
Hell
now,
yeah.
does it say what kind of mine, or can we just,
Nope,
assume something is there?
nope, just a mine in general.
Abandoned mine shaft.
So the shadowy
Hopefully
figure
that.
interrupts. There are many ways to travel this land. You obviously may leave the port on a ship that you may pay for passage, and they can land you at one of the various inlets on the sea. You can go down the rivers on canoe, or you can obviously walk through the jungle by foot. I would highly advise you to make sure you hire a local guide. The jungles are treacherous and filled with beasts beyond your imagination, beyond the undead, things you have never seen. These guides know their way through the woods, through the jungles, through the swamps, and even the mountaintops. And some of them may know where there's locations of rumored treasures in case that tickles your fancy. So I highly advise you look for a guide, hire one, and use them to help you chart this land.
So, who's down to just like jump right into this bitch and be like, you know,
Yellow.
Yellow?
right either here or here? You know, you just straight penetrate this valley.
Unfortunately, we can't penetrate it because the person said we could only be teleported to the port.
Yeah, but he said we can find a guide and then we can take ships all around to the inlets.
We could
Well,
buy a boat.
it looks like the canoe might be the best option for this, possibly to get further down.
Yo, that sounds like fun. Let's go.
I dig it.
Are there actual canoes around here and guides to go with them?
I'm assuming it's a
Yeah,
river.
where the guides at?
We're not
Let me
even
go
there
back
yet.
back.
You guys haven't even left yet, and you're asking all these fun questions. Upon
I mean-
arrival, I will introduce you to an old friend of mine named Joe Ball. Joe Ball made his fame and fortune as a wilderness guide when the port first opened. He is one of the merchant princes that I know very well, and I'm sure he can be of great assistance.
I nod.
So, are you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
I have one last question.
Yes, my friend. If I may call you that.
You may. How easily can we procure goods? Is there a stable supply chain to Cholt?
And with that, the shadowy figure just starts laughing. My friend, anything is possible to obtain in Port Nyanzaru.
Can I
Anything.
roll an
How
insight?
expensive will it be to obtain these things in the port?
General supplies are readily available at any vendor within town. The port itself is a bursting trade point, which is why there is a huge interest in settling it and ridding the undead. Not only that, but the riches in the jungle are relatively untouched. So there are plenty of places to buy supplies, weaponry, armor, whatever you may need. You could even buy a pack mule. Doesn't matter, they have it. And if they don't have it, through the right connections and for the right price, anything is possible.
Guys, you'll have to give me like 5 minutes. I have to go walk my dog.
You're good?
Good.
5
Can I
minutes.
roll a quick history check? Or is it better to use religion? See if I know anything about Cholt or anything of this. We did just get called out of nowhere for this, correct?
Yes. So as far as what those could do for your history, will give you some type of knowledge of Cholt itself if you do fairly well. It is a fairly remote area, so I'll say the difficulty check would be decently high. As far as religion, it would be the same thing. I can only give you information about the religions that are there if you roll high enough that you may know something. So let
Okay,
me know what you want to try for and go for it.
I might do a history, or as a noble. I have a noble background. I'm
Hmm.
assuming. Uh, I want to know if I've heard anything about Chol,
Okay,
around people before I started joining clergy and changing my ways
sure.
His racism a
from
factor?
being from being greedy. But yeah, I have so it's 1d20 plus 3.
Okay.
Rolling the dice. 15.
So 15. So during your upbringing, you've definitely heard of Port Nyanzaru and Cholt itself. You are well aware that it is a huge trade port, but it's a very remote distance away, so you've never been there yourself. But you are aware of it. It's not like a completely unfamiliar land to you. But
Okay.
obviously, you've never been there or seen anything. And in truth, even through all of your journeys, this is the first map of Cholt you have ever seen.
Interesting.
Is, is racism ever going to be an issue in this
I mean, we're pretty
area?
diverse, dog.
We
There
got a very
are.
diverse amount
We
of
got a
people in
diverse.
this group.
We got one of each type, and then some.
The region of Cholt is also very diverse. You may even meet some individuals that you've never met before.
All right. Where do you recommend we start?
Can I like roll a Arcana history religion check on either of the maps to see if there's perhaps any fun hidden messages contained therein, or like figure out when they were actually?
Okay, if you wrote for Arcana, you would try to figure out if, like you said, there's any magical hidden meanings or anything. If you went for history, you might be able to discern roughly how long ago this map was made. So, what would you like to do?
Let's go Arcana.
Okay, go for it.
Oh god, that's a 5.
You definitely know, obviously, as Syndra explained to you, it is magical, and you can definitely tell it has magical properties. But other than what she has told you, you're uncertain.
Guys, I can conclusively say this is a map.
I nod. I agree.
Dude, I could barely tell, to be honest.
I'm just wondering what those little islands on the edges are, because they have some interesting names. The Dawn Warrior,
I'm more
Mother
interested
Mist.
in Mother Mist and her
Yeah,
daughters.
correct. They'd be able to assist us. Kind of just chilling on the side, you know?
I'm sure they're not real, but I
Yeah.
really wish they were. All right,
Alright, I myself am ready to go to Port Nyanzaru.
let's go.
The first thing I will do is find somebody that's selling any sort of supplies that we can use for the travel. Potions, antidotes, anything of that sort.
Okay. I say we're not going anywhere yet until Tyler gets back, obviously. But
There we go.
Oh, he's back.
Sorry.
speaking of him,
What did I miss?
um, let's see. So we've determined the map is a map.
Okay.
And what was it? Our dwarven friend, whether he shared this or not, at least does have some very base knowledge of Cholt. He's aware that it exists, but again, that was a private thing. So, but
I did share it. As soon as we looked at the map, it was like a little flashback, and I
gotcha.
start telling them what I know.
So, other than that, yeah, the only other thing you missed was the map is definitely a map and it's magical.
Okay.
Map, got it.
All right.
You can continue the story, in my opinion.
Okay.
Let's go.
Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Sir.
All right, please come to the circle here in the middle of the room. And at literally, as the figure says that, like the table just lifts up, and there was a lovely rug underneath of it, and it all just lifts right up, and you see this what looks like almost a summoning circle. And Syndra stands in the middle of it and says, "Come in, friends, come around."
I come towards her.
I also come towards her a little
Are we holding
dubiously.
hands?
I step on it.
6 feet apart, all right. 6 feet apart.
Slow. Yeah.
Social distancing?
Marcus kind of pulls his cloak over his mouth.
I look at him approvingly.
So Syndra kind of looks at him with,
Sorry.
"Have any of you teleported before?"
No.
Yes.
No.
I fear for my life.
Never by choice.
Is it fun?
My druid friend, if you have, do you have any advice for your friends?
Close your eyes until it's over. It makes you dizzy.
I do as he said. As soon as he says it.
All right. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
And at that, Syndra literally raises her arms up, claps them together, and you literally feel like you're in a tilt-a-whirl at the carnival. You're just spinning in circles and circles, and as this is happening, you're just seeing lights just flashing all in front of your face, and all of a sudden, with a loud pop, you are in an extremely hot and humid environment. Just for the fun of it, make a Constitution saving roll to see if you spill your guts.
Okay.
Just because.
We adding our con save, right?
So it's D20 plus con.
So how do I add con?
You can just do it manually, or you can. I think it's like
My rolls are garbage.
backslash. What is it, Joe? Backslash R20 plus whatever.
So it's roll.
You can do slash R
D
too.
whatever.
So
D20,
flash,
D8,
roll
D5, D2, and then
D20.
and plus whatever
Your con modifier is.
your con modifiers. If you have a proficiency in con, you get a +2 from your proficiency. If not, it's just your normal con, whatever your con is. Dear God, do you have a +5?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
God.
Proficiency +3. Yeah.
Okay, it was originally going to be a 10. Just wanted to see if rolling
Just
it.
roll, to be honest. Yeah.
Dude, there's 3 11s here. Let's go.
All right. Do I have every roll, or am I still missing one?
We are.
I got 15.
Okay. So all you are fine. I just thought it'd be fun if any of you rolled like a 1 to make it vomit or something, but it didn't happen. Damn.
Okay.
Like,
So the
Self-imposed disadvantage. Just kidding.
So the first thing you notice, like I said, you literally just get hit with this huge wave of like hot, humid weather. It is sweltering out. On top of it, you realize you're right in the middle of a giant, bustling city. Behind you, if you look behind you, you can see the port. So I'm going to move you guys back to the port map real quick, if it'll do it.
It
yes.
has.
As soon as I realize that we are in the large city, I pull my hood even tighter.
Okay. So yes, you have
Like you
teleported
drew-
into this city. It's a giant, bustling city. There are people walking around all about.
Now,
All
would
of
you
them.
say we teleported to this point, like to the outer slumish area?
So
Because
you're
you
not.
said we can see the port behind us.
So you can actually see the harbor behind you. So
Also,
you
we're actually in like the city proper itself.
right. So you guys don't actually know exactly, because you're not familiar with the town yet, where you've been teleported to. But you definitely know, looking at the map, that you are somewhere near the harbor.
Could
Okay.
I make a survival roll to try and spot the chain to get my bearings?
Can I help that action?
I mean, you can each do your own. The
Oh,
one thing
okay.
I do want to avoid is all like 6 of you trying to do the same thing, though. So, yeah, if you each want to kind of make a Wait, don't dwarves always know which way's north? Isn't that one of the things dwarves know?
One
Uh,
dwarf knows it. One
One
type
dwarf.
knows it.
Ah,
one
okay,
door. No.
gotcha. Maybe
Mine is stone cunning.
I'm probably thinking of 3-5.
Chain to the north.
Yeah, give me just a second. Sorry, I'm trying to remember where.
You're fine.
Let's go sightseeing.
Beautiful. So
You
Eli,
can't.
your character immediately knows that north is obviously toward the harbor. And you, looking at the map, having studied the map, seeing where you're at, you believe that you are somewhere right in this vicinity.
And
Is it-
our,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and our shady friend is with us, correct?
Yes, Syndra is directly there with you.
I turn to her and ask, where shall we go?
Well, I assume the princes will not have had my arrival go unnoticed. And literally, the minute that happens, all of a sudden you just hear some loud crackling and almost like fireworks being shot off in the distance, signifying what you believe would be her arrival.
Mm.
So, looking around the town, I mean, let's shift gears here. Emily, what is your character doing right now? You just literally got teleported out of the blue. You're in this giant town that you've never been in before. There's new sights, new sounds, new smells. It's hot as hell. Well, what is your character doing at the moment?
Looking for the most significant way to blend into the crowd.
So one of the things your character notices looking around is you really don't have to worry about that. You see various races just walking around, wandering about. You see anything from dwarves and elves to Kenku. You name it, you're pretty much seeing it walk back and forth in front of you the entire time. In truth, if you actually look off into the distance, can you give me a perception check, please?
Oh god. That is a perception's down here. Oh well, that's a 7.
7 overall. Okay,
Yeah.
you do not see any dragonborn, but you do see some lizard folk, which are relatively close. So I mean, you personally, your character is not like overly concerned with trying to blend in due to all the various races they see around them. What about you, Bacon? What's your character doing right now?
Fucking sunbathing, bro. This white ass needs to bake a little.
So unfortunately, the one thing you're noticing is with how hot it is and extremely sunny, your character is obviously worried about sunburn.
Yes, I do.
Did you bring any banana boat?
I need some aloe cream. Ugh,
Do I smell bacon? I look around if I smell bacon cooking.
Is that ass sizzling yet?
So, as you look over there, you just see like Joe's character. I mean, you can just start seeing like red spots forming all over his skin, and he's just starting to sweat, just tremendously.
My tall friend, you don't look so good.
I was born this way.
I'm going to reach into my pack and pull out a second travel cloak and offer it to him.
Aw.
I have no clothes that will fit someone of that size, so you're kind of on your own.
I
Sure.
have one because I'm 7 foot 200 pounds, so I think my cloaks would fit him.
Oh, shit.
I am very short.
Joe,
Everybody
does,
was
does
towering
Bacon
over me.
accept the cloak?
Yes.
Aw.
I drape it over my head, kind of like a little gold toy.
Eli, what color is it? Just for the fun.
Oh no.
It is.
White.
No, it's a very, very muted brown, very just inconspicuous.
Yes, a giant white blob with a brown cloak. Sounds great.
I think I starting to sound like a Sith Lord over here. Yo, fuck.
I mean, it's a slight variation on mine. Mine's pretty brown itself, so.
I can just literally stand right below them and get covering.
Same. They're
I
like
mean,
a
pretty
dog
legit,
tree.
yeah.
Do we
If
provide full cover to the rest of the party?
We'll go partial. Sorry.
I am four
Just
feet
stand
tall.
behind him.
You know what I just realized?
Hmm.
We can fastball special.
Oh boy, yeah.
I weigh 200 pounds on this.
My carrying capacity, lift and push is considered large. So nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We can
Fastball
fastball
special.
special.
Let's go.
Rolled dwarf. All right, where's this guide you were talking to us about?
I
So,
believe somebody is coming to talk to us to
oh,
welcome
oh, I thought we were gonna
our
get shot. Shit.
friend.
I don't know.
Here.
Once I heard those shots in the distance, you know, I got a little bit worried. Trustfully.
A little bit of nostalgia came in,
So, and with that, all of a sudden you hear horns blaring, you hear music coming down, and you see what looks like a parade coming down the road from this direction towards you guys. You just hear the sound of trumpets blaring, there's dancing in the streets, and you just see this giant gold, basically, God, what's the word for it? I can picture it. It's the thing you always see, um, where they're like carrying a
I'm-
throne. I
yeah,
can't think what it's
think of their
called.
name.
A palanquin.
Thank
Palanquin.
you. Yep. So you just see this super elaborate palanquin coming down the road, and there is a gentleman seated on top of it. This gentleman is very dark complected. He's got a full head of curly black hair and then a beard all the way down. You can actually see just a touch of gray forming in his beard. And he has a real nice thin mustache. He is very well groomed, very presentable. He's got an elaborate gold chain draped down his front. And as he is walking up and you hear all the music blaring, he just waves and smiles. And you can see Syndra just kind of bows in accordance. And as they come up, they set down the palanquin and he steps off. He goes, "Hello, my friends. I am Jobal. Welcome to Cholt. I trust your journey was gut-wrenching."
Real
Quite
fast.
so.
I look at you impassively and don't answer.
So be like,
Do I need to make a perception check for this? If so, I will. But I want to look at the state of the palanquin carriers. What do they look like? Are they well kept? Are they in bondage? Do they look to be servants? Are they? Do I make sense? Like, are they looking forced into this, or are they doing
Gotcha.
this by choice?
what's your passive perception?
Passive perception is just a second. Gotta get back to the page. 13.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you notice these guys are dressed in very nice clothing. Even most of them have small chains around their neck and they're gold. You don't see any shackles. The clothes is immaculate. These look like, to be honest, very well kept. You assume servants, but doesn't look like they're mistreated at all. You don't notice any like lashings on them or anything. They all seem very happy to be doing what they're doing.
Okay, thank you.
So, and as he approaches, Joe Ball kind of comes up and shakes Syndra's hand, and just super excitedly, he's real excited to see her. He goes, "I'm so excited by your arrival. This is fantastic. Does that mean you have found a group to help rid us of the plague of the undead?" And Syndra kind of comes back and says, "Well, that is the hope. We're confident that these explorers will be well received, well treated, and most importantly, find their heart's desire while they're here in Cholt, and in the process, help us rid this world of the plague that has befallen it." Jobal looks forward and introduces himself. He says, "In case you did not know, my name is Jobal, and I am one of the merchant princes here in Cholt, and it is my honor to welcome you. Just so you have an idea of what Cholt is If you can't tell, it's a giant merchant city. We have vendors and stalls of all shapes and sizes. Each merchant prince has their own shops, which carry special items. In truth, my specialty is I sell guides and sellswords for you. So, should you have a need of a guide or possibly need a extra arm in your disposal, you may come see me. Unfortunately, today all of my guides are currently out on expeditions. We are expecting two of them back tomorrow. So in the meantime, until that happens, you'll have to explore Cholt until I can present you with one of our guides to go out in the city. It is not recommended to leave the city without one of my guides. And in truth, since you are a friend of Sindra here, your first guide will be paid for by myself at no cost to you, as a token of good favor. I will take care of all costs for that guide for you in your journey, should you choose to take one. I also warn you, should you venture outside the city walls, the Flaming Fist mercenaries will definitely make sure that no trouble is caused, but don't make them angry. And he says that last part very sternly. So, what would you like to see in Chult? I'm sure we can take you to various vendors. We can show you around. We can take you to the harbor where you can see all the ships that you may hire for whatever your purposes may need. You can go see some gladiatorial battles in the arena. Or maybe you would be most interested in our exotic dinosaur racing.
Huh? What? Wait.
Excuse me?
Dinosaur racing?
Yes, dinosaur racing. It is a feast that you just have to go see. And in truth, it is one of the most popular attractions here. You may even place a bet,
Oh.
should you want to. He says with just a
Ooh.
big grin.
Well, I have I so we're doing Schultz a favor here, and I hear tell about some merchant princes. What I'm primarily interested in is an itemized list of discounts at all of the merchants, since we're doing the town a super solid.
I know it very
I
very
like you, but no. Our wares are very expensive to bring in, and unfortunately, no blanket discount will be offered. However, you're free to haggle with the individual merchants as you will.
Do you know any place that sells any sort of potion of healing or anything that?
Absolutely. One of the merchant princes in town, their name is Wakanga Otama, and he specializes specifically in potions and magical spells. He has many, many different varieties of both potions and spell scrolls on sale at his specialty shops.
Do you know any princes that sell, if possible, a bag of holding, or
Oh, uh-oh.
A magical item.
correct?
Hoarder.
As you said,
Hoarder.
this
Yes.
place has everything. Am I not wrong to refer
No.
to that?
You are 100% correct. Wakanga may also have such an item. If not, let me think. Who might else have something like that at their disposal?
I'm about to get pack meal, Joe.
You
I
might
see you,
also
bro.
want to seek out Janthi. Janthi is
John,
another one of the merchant princes.
Yo,
And he
John.
specializes in gems and jewelry and clothing and armor. So one of them most likely would have it, and if they don't, there is a high probability that they know where to find it. Unfortunately, it may come at an extra cost to obtain such an item.
How much cost are we talking about?
That is up to them now, isn't it? Not me.
oh, let's go.
Oh, that is true. Do you tell me, Little Highness? Do you know if these other princes are gambling men?
Oh, I'm sure everyone here enjoys placing of a good wagered bet on either the dinosaur races or the gladiator cage, I'm sure you could get one of them to roll the dice with you, shall we say?
That's good to
Ooh,
Excellent.
nani? Gamble our money away. Let's
know. All right,
go.
dude, let's do it.
So basically, at this point, you guys are free to explore the town to your heart's content. Um, are you guys going to choose to do this together? Are you going to break up into smaller groups? What would you like to do?
Split the
I think
party.
split the
Split
we.
the party.
I'll,
Am
I'll
I
join Eric.
correct to assume that this place is quote unquote safe? Or do you want me to roll a insight, anything to know that
Um,
traveling alone or
yeah, go ahead and do an insight check.
inside
I
check?
think that would be feasible.
Good.
20 plus.
It's just a roll 20? Or
Yeah.
what?
20 plus insight and hit. Yeah,
Do I have insight?
16.
16. So
Insight
you're
is
pretty
3.
confident the area is pretty safe. You see lots of patrolling guards, and they have on tabards with a giant fist with a flame on top of it, signifying the flaming fist that Jobu actually referred to.
So the guy we're talking to right now, his name is Jobal. How do you spell it?
uh, Jobal. Jobal.
J-O-B.
Sorry,
Okay,
Jobal.
got it. Right.
So you definitely see a lot of guards walking around with that, shall I say, flaming fist logo. You also kind of looking around, you notice lots of other banners flying around. Give me a history check on your character as well to see if you recognize what any of these other ones are.
1d20 plus 3. That is a 17.
Okay, so there's definitely two of them you immediately recognize. One of them is the Order of the Gauntlet, which is someone that's actually decently close to your beliefs.
Yeah.
They actually worship the deity of Tyr, and basically, as far as you know, their whole goal is to rid the world of the undead. So
Mm,
you would firmly
I like
believe
them.
they're outposted here for a good reason. The other one that you recognize is the Harpers. You know that they're spellcasters and spies, and they often oppose abuse of power, especially when it comes to magical items.
Oh,
So it does not surprise you that you see them here either. You do see another banner that you're not actually very familiar with. You just don't really recognize it. I'm trying to see if they have an explanation of what it looks like. Um,
banners.
I do not see it actually gives an explanation of what the pennant looks like, unfortunately. But it is one that you definitely don't recognize. But you definitely, obviously, you know the Flaming Fist because you've been told about them, and you
Okay.
definitely recognize the Order of the Gauntlet, which are the ones that want to vanquish the undead, and then the Harpers, who are usually out there trying to oppose abuse of magic.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm gonna tell everybody that with my knowledge, I know that traveling by yourself is safe. However, if you are not feeling safe, feel free to take a buddy system, and we can travel two at a time. That would clear a little bit more time, and we can decide where we want to meet afterwards. Or if Jobel, I know that we are currently waiting for a guy to be free, so we can't really travel outside. So, did you just want us to meet up at a place that you assign Jobel after we have done our tasks or activities?
Let me see. I know. I'm trying to find where it exactly is, and I'll have to find. I'll look through the book and find exactly what it is. But Jobel does tell you that there are two well-renowned taverns within the town. One of them is a little bit more shady, but obviously it costs less money. While the other one is in a nicer part of town in the merchant district, but obviously it costs a little bit more. So, and I
Hit
will.
me with that shady part of town. I'm all about squeezing these coins for all I can
Yo,
get.
got a question for Joe.
Okay.
How far does self-defense is self-defense allowed in this town?
I
Like,
would
say
advise
someone
you.
tries to mug me and I kill him, what happens?
I would advise you to be very cautious. If
What a
someone does
fanatic.
attack you out of ill will, you are obviously welcome to defend yourselves. However, the merchant or the guards will be there very quickly to help quell any issues. And as far as punishment goes, well, that comes down to us now, doesn't it? The merchant princes. We are a sort of hierarchy here, and should there be any trouble, our rule is law. So
What?
do be careful. I would hate for anything ill to befall a friend of mine
Okay.
in this circumstance.
I'll only knock them out. Don't worry.
Where did you guys want to meet up? I do want to visit the two princes, Wakanga and Janti. I want to prepare as much as possible so that our travels will be a bit more secure, in a
I think
sense.
I'll be going along with you because I also visit the princes, to see if I can win through a little game of poker.
Okay, so the two inns, I did find them in here. The one is called the Thundering Lizard, and it definitely has a more loud clientele. A bed for the night only costs 5 silver pieces.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have Kaya's House of Repose, which is much quieter, much nicer looking, and those beds go for 1 gold per night.
Give me that thundering lizard, okay.
All right. Before we leave, I'll ask everybody. I know one of us. I believe Marcus was it?
Yes.
that- Or Silvar.
Yes.
Wait. Have we been introduced to each other?
We will safely assume that, yes.
Okay. I will ask everybody here where you guys what you guys want to do, and where you guys want to meet up after. I've already told you guys where I gotta go, which is the Wakango Thomas Potion Shop and the John T, because I want that bag if possible.
Yes, we do. I will be going with my little short friend here.
Yeah.
Might just accompany them. I have a
I
feeling. Good feeling.
I would wish to venture off alone for a little bit.
I nod. How about you, my copper dragon? Copper dragon?
Oh yeah.
Copper dragon friend.
I'm going to go join the shopping spree that is apparently happening. And see if I can't get in some kind of upgraded longbow.
Yes, we shall go shopping. Well, in that case, I asked Jobo, any merchant princes that sell what our copper dragonborn friend here is looking for.
Well, let me think for a minute. I am sure there's one. What is his name? I'm legitimately flipping through the book, looking through a name. I'm sorry.
I will also be joining you for the longbow.
Okay, here we go.
Ranger.
So
It's
you're
okay,
looking. So you're looking for a weapon, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I shoot.
I know. You could try Akina Afa.
Enough.
Yep, Akina Afa. He is another one of the merchant princes. He has many shops. He sells weapons and shields. He also sells canoes, traveling gear, and the
Oh.
ever important rain catcher.
Rain catcher.
Rain catcher.
Wait a minute.
My one question would be, is there a blacksmith in the area?
I am sure if you head to the region, excuse me, where Akane Alpha has his shops, I'm sure you could find a weaponsmith or armorsmith there as well.
Thank you.
So, out of character here, I'm going to ask, are any of you wearing metallic armor right now? Like chainmail or plate mail?
No.
Yes, I'm
This-
wearing chainmail.
Out boy.
So anyone who is wearing any type of metallic armor, you are noticing you are sweltering right now. It is extremely hot out, and you almost, I mean, it's to the point where you're just dripping in sweat inside of your armor right now.
Chain shirt?
Would also be absorbing the lovely sun's rays. Yes.
Wonderful. I take it off.
Would my cloak be giving any protection against
It'd
this?
be giving some protection, but you can still feel the pounding of the heat coming through on you, yes.
I'll take the -1 AC. Take off the damn change shirt.
I will be taking mines off.
Okay.
Very, very, very
You
long.
calculate
Because
your
it takes
base
forever.
AC.
What was it? 10 minutes to remove a heavy armor or something? Jesus.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Just
You're
as long
just
it's
as
in the
it's
square
on.
stripping down.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
just stripping.
1 minute, people. Then it starts tripping.
Now,
Um,
Brandon, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said for some of my druid spells that are, materials I need, like components, and that you said there was a special bag that I could purchase, maybe that holds them or provides them for me. Yes.
Yeah, since you are level 3, I will make the assumption that your character does have a component pouch already on them. Yes. And so that will
Making
contain
sure.
all of the common components that you'll need, such as like a feather or a scrap of cloth or any of the real super common things. But later on, as you get magic, if it starts calling for things like gemstones in particular, that is something you'll definitely want to bring up. You may also, if you guys are outside the wilderness and making camp for a night, and you notice, your spells call for a certain component that you don't believe would be just a common item, you absolutely can go forage for one if you're in the forest and see if you can find what you're looking for. Or if it's something simple like a scrap of cloth, you can probably find something around town. But
Well, you see, one of the components is a piece of iron and a flame from one of the spells. I know, obviously, the piece of metal could fit inside the component thing, but
yeah,
I have a tinder box for flame, maybe?
Torch.
or a
Or
torch.
a
Yep,
torch. Okay, I just want to make sure that's a feasible thing before I have to buy things.
yep.
And are these a repeated consume, or do they get consumed after one use?
Um, Eli might be able to help me on this. I believe if it is consumed, it tells you. Is that correct?
so the general viewpoint on it is a component pouch has everything you need that does not cost gold or a very, very specific item. So like sometimes they'll say, as he says, scrap of cloth, a feather, etc. Those are in there and it will not consume them. The only time you'd need to replace a component pouch is if it got damaged or stolen.
No, I mean
Other,
like not the pouch itself, but the
The
components
components.
of the
well,
pouch.
no, yeah, it's that's the point of it. Is like it is considered to continue to have that item, like you just put it back in the pouch.
Oh, cool.
I
So
do
it's like
believe there's a
no.
couple rare circumstances, like I think the cleric's resurrection spell. I believe it consumes a diamond when you cast it, if I'm
Yes,
not mistaken. And I think it says specifically in the spell if it consumes the consumable.
Does
one of
it?
the most famous is identify as like a gem worth 100 gold.
Hmm.
That it does consume it.
And I'm pretty
Is
sure it
there?
tells you that.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
there a limit on what like? Does the spell tell you how much it costs, and is there a limit? I've
As
never played a wizard before, so I don't know.
So the way spells work, and I asked everyone this question. Most people tell me no. Did you ever play the original Final Fantasy on the NES? Okay. If you did, you would 100% understand how the spells work. Basically, the way they work in this system is you have spell slots. And what that is basically if you have two first level spell slots and one second level spell slot, you technically have three spell charges altogether. You can only cast one of your spells at the second level and then two of your spells at the first level. And you will run into this as a paladin as well. Actually, do you have spells already as a paladin?
He
Yes, I
should.
have.
He definitely does.
Yeah, you should have a few besides Lay of Hands.
I have Sanctuary, Shield of Fate, Protection from Good and Evil, Divine Favor, and Purify Food and Drink.
Yes, so
Also, did you want us to prepare spells ahead of time, or
I do believe I haven't played a paladin forever. I do believe you prepare your spells ahead of time.
So
yeah,
basically, he knows every spell on the list, but every day
Yep.
he has to pick
yeah?
which ones he has ready.
So, did you want me to tell you what I've taken before the day starts, or
No, I let you guys manage your own spell tables and be honest with it.
Okay.
So for you in particular, so you have 3 first level spell slots. So that
Okay.
means you can cast any number of those spells you want up to 3 total times. So you basically have 3 mana, and each spell costs 1 mana to make it understandable.
Okay.
And then to regenerate your spell slots, typically you need to have a long rest, which I think dwarves definitely need to have a long rest, which is a full 8 hours of undisturbed sleep, and that is a very strong word to say is undisturbed. I believe elves, for example, only need 4 hours of undisturbed sleep to regenerate their spell slots.
We
Um,
do.
Everyone's a little bit different. I
I do
think
have Channel Divinity that I get it on a short rest, and that's 1 hour, correct?
I believe so.
Alright.
Yeah, short rest is 1 hour. I think that's why the warlock is a lot of times considered one of the more fun spellcasters because they can get their spell slots back after a short rest. But they hardly get any spell slots to begin with. So yeah,
Right.
I've played a warlock paladin. That was fun.
After I've taken my armor off,
Mhm.
I'd like to ask Jobel a question regarding the weather.
Okay.
The weather or not is the weather gonna be like this throughout the whole jungle or the area we're going to?
Actually, this day is a rarity. It is sunny.
Oh,
Most of the time it is rainy, but it never ceases to be hot or humid. You will find that the forests are more like rainforests, and I would say probably 1, maybe 2 days a week we see the sunshine. The other days it rains. But it doesn't actually provide any relief from the heat, unfortunately, my friend.
okay. I guess I just gotta deal with it.
If I leave my armor on, would I need to make a con check or anything?
I was
Yes, there will be con checks that will be drawn every once in a while. It's mostly going to take place when you guys are exploring the wilderness, which we'll talk about that game mechanic when you guys are out and about. But for right now, what would happen is you would be basically consuming more liquids, more water. Fortunately, since you're in town, they're readily available, so it's not a huge issue.
Okay.
But just so you guys understand the mechanic that's going on, because that is kind of one of the unique things with this setup.
Okay.
okay.
All
I
right. So what was the plan? I think Eli said he was going to go off solo, and everyone else was going to go on a shopping spree to check out the local markets.
Yeah.
Well, Nazreen and I are going to go fleece some princes
Okay.
for all their little goodies.
So, are we going to meet up at the Thundering Lizard or Kaya's house of repose?
I'm not paying a gold a night to sleep there.
I have heard that
I won't pay a
aristocratic.
gold night to sleep there.
All right, I'm gonna just be quiet and agree.
Motel Lizard is it? It is.
Motel Lizard is.
Shit.
I am very sad.
I'd rather sleep on this little island in the middle of the fire than pay a gold.
All right.
Actually, now that you mentioned that, since you actually pointed at it, so that's actually a statue.
Oh, I'd rather sleep on the statue.
Yeah,
Which one?
the one
This
right
little
there in the
thing in
middle of the
center.
bay. Yeah,
Oh,
that's actually a statue. So,
it's
What is it
Liberty.
a statue of?
from this distance, the only thing you can see is it looks. I mean, you're seeing the back of it roughly.
Mm,
So it
yeah.
looks like a humanoid on 2 legs, and the only thing you can really see is it looks like there's some kind of almost like a animal skin draped over his back. You're not super sure though.
Bro, it's total Liberty. We're in New York.
The Jersey.
Oh no, we're in Jersey.
Oh, the
That
accent.
explains Cinder's accent. Full time.
All right, let's go to this shop.
All right.
All right.
Uh,
So do we
I
have
will-
groups going separate ways? Am I correct on this? Or
Yes, I'm
It's
going
the
off
four
on
of
my
us
own.
together and then Eli by himself.
okay.
All the way
So
to-
I-
Eli, since I've got you separate, why don't we go ahead
Yes,
and
so-
run through what your character is doing right now? So
is it Marcus? That's Eli.
yeah.
Yes.
So
I wave and say prayers of good travels.
all right. So
I nod, pull my hood tight, and just try and slip into the crowd as best as a 7-foot lion man can do.
As soon as he walks away, I talk to Bacon. He's a very tall man. How is he gonna sneak around?
Snake.
He's
Fuck.
not trying to sneak.
Oh,
He's
he's not.
just not trying to stand out.
No. He's a very conspicuous man.
Yes. So did you see the message I sent you, Brandon?
I have not finished reading it yet. Let me go back to it. Um, um,
It would purely be just for that, nothing else. So
legitimate question. Sorry for the dead air here, guys.
yeah, sorry.
You're fine.
We
Go
chilling.
through the shit.
It's like one of those like panning episodes where just the camera's
Yeah.
curly in Marcus as he travels.
Mm-hmm.
And it will pan back to us.
Uh,
Are you good there, Joe?
My man just woke up and he's already sleepy.
Oh, I know,
Really?
right? Fast metabolism right there.
Facts. He eats a whole box of Ferrero Rocher and he loses 2 pounds.
It's a
How
good
good
time.
is Ferrero Rocher? It's so good.
I know.
So good. So good.
Okay, that's fine. I'm
okay.
good with that.
So I am going to step away to first off go. I'm gonna just kind of ask a local around here if they can point me in the direction of the gladiator arena.
Oh, he's fighting.
Okay. Let me pull up my map so I can actually direct you to that. Okay. I believe, yes. So as you're talking to this local, um, he tells you, he pulls out a map of his own, because everyone needs one in this town, and shows you the direction to this structure right here is where your gladiator
Oh.
arena would be.
So I would make my way there, and just I'm not going to per se enter the arena. Just I want to see the coming and going of fighters and see their condition and if they are if this is free men fighting or if they're being forced into gladiatorial fights.
Okay. So as you're kind of heading that way, you notice it's a giant stone arena. From everything that you've heard, um, there's lots of combat between animals as well as people. Basically, even some people become famous celebrities to make money and can make
Mhm.
lots of money. As you approach the arena, there are statues of what you assume to be all of their greatest champions. Um, and you actually notice, since they all have placards on them, you actually happen to notice that one of the placards says, I can't speak today, Akina Afa, which was one of the merchant princes that was mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
So it is your belief that he made his fame through the arena. Um, you notice there seems to be a large amount of betting and gambling going on here. You can definitely see as you walk up, there's multiple stations where people are going up placing bets on the various fights that are about to happen.
Mhm.
As you kind of go up, the stands are open to all public for free, so you're welcome to go on in. No fighting is going on currently at the moment. But you do notice, I mean, this isn't like a bloodbath pit. Just your observations definitely indicate that this is more of a traditional gladiator arena. It doesn't seem like there's any slaughtering that goes on here. Obviously, you would make the assumption that it's a gladiatorial arena and occasional death may happen, but there's nothing to indicate that this is like a forced combative thing. It very much seems voluntary. It doesn't seem like a blood sport. It very much just seems like an attraction to get people to gamble money.
Okay, so there's not like people in chains or
Nothing that you can see currently, no.
okay. Upon seeing that, I'm promptly going to leave and head to find a blacksmith and just begin speaking with him about what I messaged you about.
Okay. I will take that conversation off to the side later,
Yeah, that's
um,
fine.
given the
He's
nature
not
of
going
what.
to do he's not going to do it right now, just he wants to find somebody who's willing to do it when the time comes.
Sure. Yep, since that's more of a backstory thing for your character, I'll do that one on the side.
Yep, thank
So,
you.
okay. So going back to the rest of our people, what is going to be your first destination? Where would you guys like to try to go?
Copy.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask everybody. Do you guys want to go to John T first, so we can see if he has a bag of holding, which would make traveling much easier.
We might as well get that out of the way first in order of
Yes.
complexity. So get the hard stuff out of the way first and go shopping for our weapons and whatnot.
Okay,
Go with that.
alrighty.
Okay.
So we will be. I'll be. I don't, unless Jobel has told us where John T's shops are located. I'm gonna be flagging one of the Order of the Gauntlets, or because they are walking around, right? Or is
Uh,
it just a?
if they are, they're not wearing any type of robes or
Mm,
garb that would indicate that they are. The only people you see walking around in, shall I say, more labeled clothing are members of the Flaming Fist.
I'll flag down one of the Flaming Fists and say, "Excuse me, there, sir."
He
Just
promptly
close.
stops and turns to you and looks up and doesn't see anyone, and then looks down. Oh,
Yes, I'm very short.
yeah.
My name is Nasleen Silverstone. I currently a contractor under the Merchant Prince Jobel.
Single?
Huh?
Single?
Yes. Uh, Merchant Prince Jobel, and I am currently looking for the location as to where a merchant prince named John T is located.
Well, I can tell you this much: most likely, if you can even find John T, he will not take the time to meet with you unless he wants to. So finding the merchant prince himself is pretty much minimal. That being said, what do you need of John T?
Ah, I heard that he sells gems, jewelry, and clothing, and quite possibly a bag of holding.
Yes. If you wanted to go to that, you'd want to go to the Grand Sulk. Which, do you have a map of the town? I mean, everyone does.
Uh, yes, and I look at Zyro.
Yes, we do. I pull it out, and kind of ask him to point it out on the map, or indicate, but not damage it. Don't ruin my map.
All
Okay,
right.
just show.
At
Don't
that,
touch.
he reaches out with his well-polished armored finger. It's not dirty in
I'm
any
not
way, shape, or form, and you definitely notice this. And he promptly points to this giant tent over here, indicating that is where the Grand Sulk is, so that you may go do your shopping.
I'm on my tippy toes because I can't see it. Where is it?
Right,
I
right,
can't.
right there, short man.
Ah, thank you.
You're quite
Thank you, sir.
welcome. Enjoy your stay. And he just
You
You
continues.
too. I say that.
Yeah, he literally just kind of mumbles something under his breath and keeps walking.
All right.
We're heroes.
All right. We have gotten the location. Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's
okay.
get geared.
Big
Alright.
ass bazaar.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's huge.
So as you're walking toward the Grand Sulk, you just see lots of colorful banners. There's lots of street vendors out selling simple things like fruits and bread and things like that. But as you come up to the Grand Sulk, you notice everyone seems like they have come to this location. And as you're entering, there is stall upon stall upon stall upon stall. And there's just various things throughout all of it. Guards are numerous. There are tons of guards around. You see tons of flaming fist. It's extremely noisy. It looks very, shall I say, claustrophobic because there's just so many people in there right now. You also get a waft of smell of just putrid body odor coming from inside
Yes.
this sweltering tent.
Could be me.
No, you
Oh,
smell
yeah,
like bacon. You smell like roast meat.
Yeah, you're like
Mm.
sizzling right now, buddy.
I'm basically naked. What else do you want from me?
Well, you do have the muted brown.
Yeah, you got the
Oh, the little-
cloak, which is helping.
All right.
And there's a lot of people here.
Wondrous odors.
Tall man would you like to push the way through.
Yes.
As a matter of fact,
Hey, fuck. Yeah.
would you like to cannonball me through this place
I would have tossed you over the crowd, bro.
to make a
Yeah.
pathway?
Carry you on my shoulders.
All right. Is there like a crowd in front of this thing?
Yeah, I mean, you're literally gonna have to like push your way through.
Hell yes. Let's go. Dude, I'm gonna
Everyone stand
walk
behind
through.
the naked bugbear.
Is it about to just push through this? Are you about to just
See if
push
I'm a
through?
bizarre man.
So,
Nah,
what
I-
what type of shop are you looking for first?
Well,
Uh,
the shop pointed
ahead.
out.
So,
The one that could possibly be selling bags of holding, clothing, jewelry.
okay. So as Bacon delicately pushes through everybody as to not piss anyone off, I
Does
would
he?
I would assume he
I'm
does.
pretty sure that's a,
Yes,
I'm
I
pretty
do.
sure that's
Yeah.
a lie.
I
Um,
like these people.
Yeah, he kind of pushes his way through, and all of a sudden he kind of just comes to a stop as all three of you just kind of collide into the back of him and just, run into him, and he thinks like a fly landed on his back.
Ah.
But anyways, he stops, and immediately to his right, Bacon identifies a little stall. They seem to have lots of like pouches and small leather bags and armor. Just very minimal items, but possibly.
Facts.
We go in there.
Okay.
We have arrived.
So you approach the stall, and the vendor kind of looks at you and let me know if there's anything you'd like to see. All prices are negotiable.
Oh.
I would like to buy a bag of holding for 1 gold.
I'm not even gonna hear the price. One go.
And
He can't see me, by the way, because
The-
it's gonna be.
the amazing smile that was on his face immediately just drops cold. Get out of my shop, you beggar.
Well, there, my little friend was
Excuse
a little
me.
too hasty. What's your normal running price for a bag of holding?
It doesn't matter.
It's
I will
only
not
a-
deal with you anymore, you bunch of beggars. Get out of my sight.
I pick up the dwarf. He's only a child.
Do not make me call the guards. Please leave my shop.
We are currently contracted for the merchant Prince Jobel.
And if he
And we
heard you
require
treated me with such
material.
disrespect, he would want you out of here as well. Please leave.
Who are you? You are not Jaunty. Are you?
Guards.
Is
So-
he really calling it?
So he calls the guards over, yes,
Okay.
and all of a sudden you can see 3 heavily armored men in flaming fist uniforms coming towards you.
Hello.
What seems to be the problem here?
I am trying to buy a bag, and he has kicked us out.
This stumpert tried to literally insult me by asking for such a amazing
Coming from
item
the
as a
guy
bag
that
of
has
holding for a
insulted me.
single gold. This is insulting. I do not want him in my shop.
He has said that the price were negotiable, and from somebody who has just said I've insulted him, he's clearly insulting me.
The flaming fist kind of looks at you and says, "You should probably go ask somebody else."
Is there any other place here that sells?
There are plenty of merchants around. Pick your
Alrighty.
best and try to behave.
I look back at the store clerk and say, "Have a good day, sir," and I walk out. And as I walk, I'm gonna ask the guard, "Can you lead me to the closest one here?"
What is it you're searching for again?
Any place that sells a bag of holding, gems, or jewelry.
Um, to be honest, it will be hard for you to find something like that. I do not personally know where you might find it. But if you are nice enough to the right person, they may tell you.
I see.
So check the attitude, don't insult the vendors, and continue on your way.
Okay, thank you very much. And I look at the other people and ask them, did I do anything wrong? I am.
One gold wasn't good enough for damn bag, bro. You should ask for the price.
I see.
Your
Then
fucking dwarven cheapness came through yet again.
we must save as much money as possible.
Mr.
However,
Prince.
it's not working here. Does anybody want to lead the way?
Well, next stall. What do we see? Let's see what kind of stalls are around us at all?
So with your lovely height advantage you have, you can definitely see there's lots of vendors right within your vicinity. There's one that's selling just foods and drinks. There's one that's selling like small knives and weaponry. Doesn't look like anything you would be looking into as far as we mentioned looking for a bow. You don't see anything of that nature over there. You also see a person selling various trinkets and curios. You see another vendor selling some gemstones. But obviously, this tent continues for quite a ways.
All right.
Now,
So I
question.
literally point in the direction of each one of those stalls you just mentioned to me, and give a short description to my friends, my little friends behind us.
Okay, Tyler, what you got for me?
What if I roll a deception check and go back to the original merchant? Like, what if I? Is it possible to deceive him into thinking
Well, the
and
people.
just accuse him of being racist if he thinks it's me?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. I think my
Well,
most famous saying is you can always try. And that's true for anything. You can always go back and try. I don't guarantee what those consequences may or may not be. So,
I mean, who is it the lion? Is that Nazleen?
No, I'm the
No,
dwarf.
he's a dwarf.
Marcus is the lion.
Marcus is the lion. Well, we still have Marcus, who hasn't been like, kicked out of this store. Merchant's not gonna know that he's like with us. So rather than like run the risk of pissing these guards off and pissing these merchants off even more, let's just meet up with him. We'll send him off on a quick errand when we meet up with him this evening. It'll all be good.
That is true.
I mean, we can still stop at the other places like the travel Akinafa and Wakango Toma for potions.
Wakanda.
If you want, you can find vendors that would be under their guide. Yes,
Okay, well I'm gonna.
because basically the way it works is the different princes basically have a monopoly on certain items, certain things that can be vendored. So basically, in order to make sure that every vendor has a fair chance, they have like fair pricing where all the vendors have to adhere to their rules. But anyone who basically wants to sell weaponry has to go through the merchant prince who handles weaponry. They get a permit, they go out and sell and try to sell their wares. So the likelihood that you'll find an actual prince at any of the shops is extremely low, but you may find, obviously, someone who knows them that could possibly eventually get you in touch with them if you are reasonable.
Can I head to the food stall?
Yeah, go ahead. What you looking for?
What's he got? Oh, got
I mean,
jerky.
You see
Bacon.
you do see some various dried meats. You see lots of fruit, as well as some various liquids that you're not really sure what they are. But there are various drinks. It looks like as well.
Now, question: what is the coin conversion rate? Like, how many copper silver? How many silver to a
100 copper to a silver, 100 silver to a gold, 100 gold to a platinum.
All right.
So having 75 gold early on will actually potentially last you guys for a good while.
Because I'm gonna see if
wow.
I can find some places to change some gold into some lower currency.
It is automatically assumed that if you go to do anything, you can automatically exchange currency. I'm not gonna force you to go find a frickin' exchange bank.
Oh,
Can be
just
one of
making
those campaigns, huh?
some people are very finicky about that.
Yeah, not doing that. We got better things to do with our time.
I
All right.
just picture the merchants as having those little coin belts and
Yep.
Merchant man,
clicking out gold.
how much for dried meats and liquids?
Which dried meats would you like? We have obviously over here, as far as just a dried generic beef, we have ostrich, we have alligator, and then the exotic dried dinosaur jerky.
Oh my goodness, you
I
have me
perk up.
jerky. Oh, good dinosaur jerky? How good is that?
If you've never had it, you will be amazed. It's probably one of the best taking jersey. It's a little bit on the tough side, but it has amazing flavor. I promise you, my friend.
How much? How much do it?
So you're looking over, and I mean, it's a pretty big piece of jerky. And he proudly looks at you and says that it's 1 silver piece per dinosaur jerky.
Oh wait,
How much is for the generic bear
100 of them?
jerky?
Which one, Tyler?
For the generic bear jerky.
Like just a bear jerky. You see a price on it up front of 10 copper pieces.
you can get 10 for silver.
I
And
will
what's the
take
liquid?
10 of those for a silver.
The price here is fantastic.
Drinks?
I would say, as you're looking around, you definitely notice the price of food and goods is relatively low compared to a lot of the more, shall I say, like the weapons, the armor. Those definitely seem inflated, whereas food and goods seem much lower. So, drinks, and he kind of looks around and he goes, obviously, we just have your basic rainwater in the bottle over here, and then we go to the natural purified water, and then over here, we have our exotic tropical smoothies that were made fresh this morning.
Do they have a good shelf life, I guess? Would that be the word?
You notice he's literally got them sitting in just like a cold vat of ice.
I take that as a no.
Yes.
I guess we can throw up on some purified water,
Purified
How much
water?
whatever that is. Yeah.
So all of your characters should have a water flask on them already.
Mhm.
I have,
So
yeah, water skin.
yeah, so basic a water skin. So basically, getting like the purified water is kind of a luxury thing. But you do notice that the price on it is only 5 copper pieces for a bottle.
Um, I guess I'll take what would it be? 50 silver worth of dino
Okay.
jerky.
What?
And hell yes, fuck yes, give me all the dino jerky, bro.
You're gonna get 50 pieces of dino jerky?
Do you see my size?
That's true.
I ain't
May
that
I,
big.
may I inquire how big and how long this delicious looking dinosaur jerky would last, preservative wise?
For you or for him?
¿Por qué no los dos? Why not both? I'm just talking like as a ration situation, you know, if I were
Sure.
to just lug it around.
Um,
Jerk.
so looking at it, you believe the dinosaur jerky, knowing how much you eat, you figure 2 pieces would probably be a fairly good meal. For Joe's character, Joe would assume about 4 to 5 pieces would be a good meal.
Dino jerky though, I gotta try that. He said it's luxurious. Yo, I'm all in on the luxury. Lavishly. Then.
Let's see. I myself would like. Did he say how long it'll last? Like, you know, like it by like if I were to like buy in bulk and save it up as rations.
Mhm.
Is there like a a shelf life for
He
these?
wants to know if it expires.
Yes, if it expires.
I mean, you're going to make the assumption that it's basically like a standard jerky, where as long as you keep it wrapped and out of the elements, it will last a considerable long while.
Okay, I mean I'm ready to buy some and the water.
Go for it.
You go ahead
However-
first.
However much you guys want to buy, go ahead and just deduct those amounts from your gold and put it in your inventory.
Wonderful. I
Did
used to
that
go
already.
5 copper per water?
Yeah, for the base water, yes.
Quick
much is
question.
the-
What's the name for the food? Like, what did you want to food with it? I'm on D&D Beyond, so I don't know if there's any jerky.
I mean, realistically, if you guys just want to basically write it down as an extra ration based on how much you've purchased, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
So if
I
you're
can-
buying, 10 pieces and 2 pieces of meal, you have 5 more days of rations.
Gotcha.
And that was how much per jerky ration?
For the dino jerky, it
Yeah.
was. Damn it, I wrote it down. Joe, do you remember what I told you?
1 silver.
Was it a silver?
each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 silver. Okay.
Yep. And then they have lesser jerkies as well.
Dude, I'm taking 100 jerkies. How big are these jerkies actually? Can I actually carry all this shit?
Yeah, jerky's super light, and your carrying capacity is huge. So
I only took 10 bear
I'm taking
jerky.
200 water, and 100 jerky.
carrying that much water may cause a problem because water's not light. So,
Okay, how?
and you have to keep in mind. I mean, you were informed that this is a very heavily rain area, and you're noticing water is extremely cheap.
Yeah. But this dodges the fact that I don't need a rain catcher anymore. Just back up on shit ton of water. How much can I carry? What do you think is a feasible amount that I can carry?
I don't remember how to calculate carrying capacity. I haven't done it in so long.
I don't know, but my carry capacity is considered large, so I'm assuming it's a lot.
Let's see here.
Do you want me to pull it up?
Your
for you?
strength scores determine the amount of weight you can bear.
3.
It's your strength score multiplied by 15. This is your weight in pounds that you're able to carry.
I mean, I also do have good berry, so
Mhm.
it won't be satisfying, but
And the large is 30 times, right?
I don't know about that, to be honest. I've never played around with carrying capacity, just because I kind of always ask you guys just to be reasonable with what you want.
That's fine. I'll just take less. I'll take less jerky and less water. Sure.
Okay.
I'll calculate it for myself and be
It's fine.
reasonable.
Okay, so I'll buy 50 silvers worth
Okay.
of
Done.
jerky, and then you said 5 purified water.
Yeah, the purified water was, I believe, 5 copper per?
Is it 5 or 10?
I think it was 5. I think the,
5.
I don't remember what the 10 was. That was like the exotic stuff or something.
It was the smoothie.
Yeah, oh, that's right. It was the smoothie.
So I'd like to buy 3
I'll
more.
take a smoothie to go.
Yeah, if you want a smoothie, go for it, man.
Take a smoothie to go, bro. Just one. Some dino jerky. Dude, I'm a lavish spender. I'm gonna go book the best hotels.
So yeah,
So yeah,
I'm
the
not gonna
vendor.
buy any water because I can eventually create water.
There you go. Obviously, the vendor is very happy with everything that you're purchasing. You just see a nice big smile on his face.
as we finish purchasing, well, I'm gonna ask Zyro and Silvar. Did you guys want anything else?
I had a question for the vendor.
I don't know if they want.
Does he know anything about the gladiatory arena?
You can
I think
ask him.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
So he says, yes, absolutely. It's one of our biggest attractions. Probably out there with the Grand Sulk here and the Dino Racing. But yeah, people daily go in, they challenge each other, and they fight for glory. And probably the most fun part is you can enter yourself should you choose. You
What?
can enter as a small group if you want. Obviously, you get a share of any of the winnings for the betting that happens on the match. It's honestly a great place to go test your strength. I'd highly advise it for someone of your stature.
When's
I
the
would
next
join
one?
with you. It would sound like fun.
Is there? Do we just gotta go there and figure it out?
You
Does he
go,
know?
if you want to put yourself in as an individual or as a group, you sign up, and they will match you up with a competitor and call on you at the next chance that they get.
All right, wonderful. I'll talk with the group about that, and we can move on to the next merchant. if
As
they're-
as Bacon is finishing up the conversation, I walk up to the vendor. Excuse me, good sir.
Yeah.
I do have one more question.
Mhm.
Do you happen to know of place here other than I point to the area that we were just at, the one that kicked us out, that
Okay.
possibly sells bags of holding, and I slip him a gold piece. That would
He
be more lenient when it comes to negotiations.
he nods carefully and he said, "There's a vendor about 4 stalls down that
4 stalls down.
sometimes will keep magical items hidden in the back. And if you ask nicely, he may invite to show you some of his wares."
Ah. Well, thank you very much, good sir. My name is Nashley.
I
It's nice to
appreciate.
meet you.
No, I appreciate you tonight.
Alrighty. I can walk back to the group and ask them very, very quietly. Somebody lead the way, because I do not know how to talk to vendors.
I have a charisma penalty.
I do. I actually do.
I have a decent-ish charisma. It's a base of 13 with a modifier of 1.
That's probably
You're the
better than almost everyone else.
right.
Yeah,
Like
Yep,
I'm a
I
congratulations.
am.
-1.
You're the mouth.
Oh God, I guess I'll go talk to these people.
Oh, yeah. I tell them about the vendor that possibly sells the bags of holding.
I'm sorry, Tyler. Just like, God, I guess I'll talk to these people.
Yes.
I guess. Lord knows I can't fucking trust the dwarf to do it.
Oh shit!
Not the dwarf.
Good times, good times.
And poor Marcus is just over there in the gladiator arena, just looking around.
Alright.
I think by this point I'd be just walking around and observing the city, taking
Gotcha.
in everything.
Gotcha.
All right, I lead the group over to the vent.
I stay at the very back.
Honored merchant, I heard rumors that some exotic wares for sale, namely, bags of holding. Is that true by any chance?
How loudly is your character talking right now?
Oh, it's not very loud. It's
Okay.
like normal conversation.
He kind of
I've told
looks.
them what the vendor says, that, very discreetly. Situation.
He kind of looks around and just says, "Do you actually have coin for that, my friend?"
Of course I do, honored merchant.
Are you
How
sure?
much does that? Yes, sir. How much does it usually go for?
I would say in my day I've seen bags of holding usually sell for around 400 to 500 gold pieces, depending on their condition. I'm not saying I
Hmm.
have one, but I have seen them go for that price.
It's not bad.
Do I hear that?
Give me just a perception check to see how keenly you're able to listen in outside of everything else going on.
HR 1d20 -1.
You really have a -1 in perception?
Wisdom jump stat. Yeah.
9.
Dang.
Yeah, you're not able to overhear this conversation beyond all the commotion within the tent.
All
Would
right.
probably pass out to that price.
Hmm. That might be a little steep price on my end, good merchant. Do you have any way that I might to mitigate that price?
Unfortunately, items of that caliber are not easy to obtain. So I'm afraid that most of the merchants you find that may have one of these would not be willing to negotiate their prices very much.
Hmm.
That
You
sucks.
being a merchant, you would say you're more of a bet, right?
I'm sorry, you broke up on me. More of a what?
I said you being a merchant, you would be more of
I think it's
people,
a
right?
betting man. A betting man or
That
something.
is correct.
No, I've already lost my fair share of money at the dino races over the years. I've had to cut back dramatically, unfortunately.
Hmm.
I mean, if it's too expensive, we'll just deal with it.
Thank you very much, Honor Merchant. We'll be back soon, maybe.
Not a problem. If you need to find me, you know where I am.
Is there
Alright.
anything else in the store other than that? Like, does he sell potions, armors?
The only thing that you see is he's got kind of like a variety of like gemstones up front.
Gemstones. Nothing. Unless our warlock needs it for spells.
Druid, I don't think
Druid.
you need any gemstone components yet.
No,
Okay.
I don't need any right now until
Tricky.
fourth tier, I think.
Hmm.
I am very content with what I have and would like to make my way toward the party, I guess.
Yes.
Party.
Our party. I
Oh,
wanna talk about this arena, this
Ah.
gladiatory
yeah.
arena. If you guys don't want in, I'm going in solo. I don't mind.
So I walked back to the party and explained that the bags of holding he may or may have are at least 400 gold.
Slash D roll D20. 1d20.
He doesn't understand what you're saying.
I know, -1. Hey, what did you say?
Oh my god, am I cutting out badly?
No, no,
No,
I rolled a 3.
he's trying to insinuate that he's deaf.
Oh my god.
Excuse me?
Or 30?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm hard of hearing. What was that? Do you
Can
repeat
what you
yourself?
I stoop down to his level and I say very slowly, they are at least 400 gold.
I nod, and I'm gonna roll a Constitution check to make sure I don't pass out.
Why are you passing out?
It's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
All right.
Really won't have bad, bro.
It's a 7.
You kind of like jump a little bit, like, holy shit, what the hell? Give me I don't know if there's a real good one for it. Give me a knowledge arcana. I know arcana is probably not a huge thing for you, but go ahead and give me that real quick.
Slash 1d20 plus 1.
Yeah, it's intelligence.
8,
Okay.
9. Well, my rolls are gorgeous.
You're
Look at
just
this.
doing great. You do know that bags of holding, being a magical item, are relatively expensive, but to you the price seems high.
Yes. Well, that seems like a bus. What else? What else do you guys want to do?
Arena.
I think we
Yeah.
were we were also looking for a bow, correct?
Oh,
Weapons and potions.
I'm pretty sure you just rolled yourself unconscious. So I
I
look
know.
at Bacon and I
Got a
point
little
them out.
woozy there.
I rolled a 7 on the Constitution check for not passing out. So
Yeah.
10 is average.
they
He's-
almost passed out.
I would say he's had 4 rolls in a row that are below average now. So,
Yeah, it's great.
all right. So yes, as you can continue wandering through the tent, you do see a vendor that has various, shall I say, ranged weapons. You see some exotic-looking spears. You see crossbows. You see longbows. You see a bunch of arrows and quills, and you just a ton of stuff that you would expect to find at like a Fletcher.
Delightful. I go there.
Okay.
I also follow.
As they go there, can I go to the potion shop, or I'm gonna ask Bacon for a hint towards the potion shop, and I'm just gonna buy basic potions for everybody. I come from a noble background, and I had a lot of extra money.
Okay. So we're gonna do the bows first. So let's go ahead and let's deal with that conversation. So go ahead.
All right. I walk up to the merchant fellow, and I say, "Hello, good sir. I am looking to purchase any kind, or interested in looking at your wares today. Anything that may be of a magical or better than average kind of nature, ammunition or longbows. What might you have for one such as I?"
So one of the first things you notice is as he slowly looks up towards you is there is legitimately no look of surprise in his face. The fact that you're coming in as a dragonborn doesn't even phase him. That's the first thing you notice. As you start to ask all of your questions, you kind of notice his eyes just kind of glaze over a little bit. And he kind of looks around. He goes, "What you see is what I have. I don't specialize in magical items. I just sell basic gear that people in the arenas like to use for combat purposes. I don't have anything special here, unfortunately.
Well, I have a longbow and I've got ammunition and a quiver. But let me go ahead and purchase a second quiver from you, good sir.
Are you sure? That seems very unreasonable. Are
Kind
you
of vendor.
you're gonna carry two quivers at once?
Well, another 20 arrows, I suppose. But then I'll need a place to put those, and, well, you know.
Okay. If you should want, let's see here. You guys are making me look
That's
up
better.
cost of stuff. It's making me laugh. So right now,
A second quiver.
if you're interested, I'm doing a special where if you buy a quiver with a full 20 arrows in it, is only 1 gold and 50 silver pieces. Should you want one? If you want the 20 arrows by themselves, that's 1 gold piece. If you want the quiver by itself, it's 1 gold piece. So you're saving some money by buying the bundle.
Let's get a second quiver going.
Okay.
That was 1 gold,
And 50 silver pieces if you want the arrows with it.
50.
Quiver for full gold.
I know.
What?
Well, I looked at the
Hey.
thing. Insane. Holy crap.
Yeah, we'll get a whole second quiver.
There you go.
Fun for me.
Be a pretty quiver.
All right, cool.
Oh, before I leave, can I take like a quick gander on what they have here?
Yeah,
Okay.
you see an assortment of spears and slings, different bows, crossbows, longbows, quivers,
Any-
arrows, bolts.
Traveling gear or rain catcher?
No, he does not have any of that.
And I walk away. I ask Bacon if he wants to come with.
Let's go.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to do at this merchant?
I guess it's my turn to ask if he has any of the magical or enhanced bows or arrows.
And he kind of looks at you sadly. He goes, "If I did, I wouldn't be having one of these stalls at the end of the tent now, would I?"
That's sad. I'm sad for him.
I am sad for him too, actually. Oh my god.
Just seems
I
like he's
asked-
done with life.
I asked him if he has any above average or uncommon bows of quality.
Unfortunately, I cannot afford such luxuries. They come at a high price here.
Do you know who might have such items?
I will tell you, the closer you get to the center of the tent, the more expensive the stalls become.
Alright. How much were the arrows again?
So each set of 20 arrows is 1 gold. The quiver is 1 gold, and a set is 1 gold, 50 silver if you want them together.
I will take also the 1 gold 50 silver bundle.
And he bows and grabs it off the rack for you, hands it to you, and thanks you.
Have a very good day, honored merchant.
I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Are we done with that merchant?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
I want to head deeper into the tent and look for a, well, what's apparently a better merchant.
Okay. Joe, I believe you were heading over for a potion vendor, correct?
Yeah, with Stout Friend.
Okay. So as you guys approach, you do find a potion vendor. The first thing that you notice is around this stall in particular, there seems to be more of a guard presence. And as you walk up, you may see why. A standard potion of healing is starting at 80 gold pieces.
As soon as I see that, I walk back and just go back to the store.
How much? Why? Nani? Got an alchemist in the crew somewhere? You're fucked. I'll get you the pieces. Nah, it's all good. So if you're happy with what you've seen,
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm heaving.
All right.
I thought you were gonna buy one for each one of us. What's going on, bro?
I'm heaving.
Weren't you a
I thought
generous?
I thought you were
You,
no
you
you
didn't
were
you didn't
noble.
even see me. As soon as like we turned that
Oh,
corner, next thing you know, I'm not there anymore.
I probably can't find you either. Yeah, where'd my little friend go?
He's gone.
He's just gone.
And all you hear is just subtle tear up. Just a subtle tearing. One small teardrop.
No, so heading back.
Yeah, I'm heading back to where the merchant place, the one where they bought the arrows at. Hopefully catching them before they go further away.
Yeah, so you guys were kind of doing that simultaneously, and you notice they've kind of turned back and headed deeper into the tent again.
Hello, friends. The
Hi.
potion was not for sale.
Is that right?
As I'm
We
tearing
look at
up.
bacon. We look at bacon. Is that right?
Nope. You didn't get this tall,
I'd
bro.
like to roll a performance check.
I was gonna say performance against insight if you guys are gonna try to lie to each other.
Alright, here's mine. Please don't be in that one. Oh, hey, look,
Ooh, pretty
18.
good.
Wait, I'm supposed to be rolling for this too. I really.
No, we would be doing an insight from Tyler.
So
Insight.
insight is +3.
Oh my gosh.
Roll d20 plus
Yeah.
3.
This should be fine.
I mean,
Dang!
All right, you're pretty confident that he's lying to you at this
Be right
point.
back.
You're good.
So, are you really gonna what happened at the merchant there?
It was out of my price range.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, little thing, but you said you
Stout.
come from
I,
a lot
I
of money.
prefer it to be called stout. Yes. However, the price here seems to be jacked up on unnecessary levels. And I was not left with as much as I expected.
yeah.
That makes me think you did not have as much money as you said.
Yeah, it's in the background. You never know. Yes. And I continue walking as I'm crying.
Oh my god.
Small dwarf crying. Look like a child.
Delightful.
I just look at the other two and
Uh, as the dwarf starts walking away crying, a woman kind of taps you on the arm, telling her, "Why would you make that child cry?"
I look down at her impervious and be like, get away from me.
And she just continues staring at you, the typical Karen look. That was very inconsiderate.
That's a dwarf and you're racist. That is a grown man.
How does that make me racist?
Recognize that's a dwarf, not a child.
Oh my
Recognize.
goodness.
And I just walk away.
Go shine your scales somewhere else.
Oh!
Damn.
I grin toothsomely.
She just smiles at you.
What I miss?
There's a Karen.
There's a Karen.
They made a kid cry and a Karen came by.
Damn.
Literally.
Kareem.
Solitary 4 feet kid that weighs 200 pounds.
Holy fuck.
Actually, a grown dwarf with a beard. I assume.
Oh.
It's chunky meatball just waddling away.
Oh god, I'm gonna start calling you
That
Chonk
dino
now.
diet.
Chunk the meatball.
Yep.
All right.
Also, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just walking. So if you guys
Oh,
want
we're
to
good?
stop me,
Are we
Well,
good?
I was-
We good, or we not?
I was hoping to find like an actual magic merchant, but we could probably draw the conclusion that that would be overpriced as well. Let's check out the arena.
Yeah, I go tap the dwarf. Stop crying, Stumpy, and let's go.
I look back and I waddle as I cry and follow them.
Where's Wolfman at?
What?
Where's our Wolfman at? Our
You
lion
mean
man.
the
sorry.
lion
Oh,
man?
Is there
well,
more
he's
lion men?
walking. I mean, he's around the gladiator arena. I think we're heading there now.
So at this
All right.
point, Eli, obviously your character's kind of explored town a little bit, which we'll sidebar after we're done here.
Yep.
Um, are you heading back toward like where you guys came from that you might run into them, or are you going to wander elsewhere?
Um, I would
What was that, Barry?
probably. I would probably just have found a tree that I could sit under and just relaxing.
Okay. Yeah, there's even if you look at the map, there's definitely some trees and stuff around the outside of the arena, which I'm kind of assuming is where you would gravitate toward.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So you're just kind of sitting there relaxing, and you notice, from your vantage point where you're at, that you see your fellow group start walking toward the Coliseum.
I would continue to observe, at least at first, to see what exactly they're doing.
Okay. So, what are
My
you guys doing?
perception is really high, so I notice him immediately underneath the tree, but I don't say anything to the other people.
I see you've got a passive of like 15 or something, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So you would definitely be able to spot him, but if you choose to say nothing, that's understandable. So as you guys are starting to approach the Coliseum, you start seeing lots of the similar sights. There's tons of people up at the front, and from closer observation, you can tell this is a place to hedge bets. Should you want to bet on the arena battles, and then off in the far corner, you see there's another, what looks like a vendor almost, who's just kind of sitting there patiently, staring around, nothing going on. And then obviously you have the front gates into the Coliseum should you choose to enter.
Is this where the betting arena is too, or no?
For what, the arena battles or for dinosaur racing?
Dinosaurs.
You do not see any trace that would indicate dinosaurs are in this vicinity, so you would have to assume that is not happening here.
You
Now,
don't see any.
question.
Go ahead.
You said that in this arena, when we find potentially kill these people without problems caused by that. Is that true? Can we do that?
If you do what? Sorry.
If we kill the people we're fighting in the arena without problems for us?
You're honestly not sure. If you remember, Joe Ball kind of warned you guys against doing anything ill-conceived.
No, but he said that in the city in general,
Correct.
not in the arena.
The arena is considered part of the city, though.
We can hold back. That's all good.
I guess we could hold back. I guess.
I'm still crying.
No killing animations, please.
But I really want to heat metal so I can cook somebody from the inside out.
Yes, you would.
I'll ask when we get up to the fucking counter if I can kill people here.
Okay, so are you approaching one of the vendor stalls?
Yes, I approach the vendor stall.
Okay, are you
Good.
approaching the ones that are crowded or the one that's over there by himself?
I'm going to approach the one by themselves.
Okay, so as you walk up, his eyes kind of light up and he looks at you and goes, "Are you here to sign up for the battle?"
What battle, good sir?
Any battle. We're always looking for hardy adventurers like yourself that would be interested in fighting in the arena for glory and gold.
How much
Yes,
gold?
my companions and I are almost interested in fighting. We're just curious about a few minor details before we decide that.
What might that be, since you definitely look like you're travelers?
How much gold can we win from these fights?
Honestly, the gold completely depends on how much is bet on the fight itself. Shall you come out victorious, you will take 10% of the entire prize pool that was placed on your fight.
Alright. So if it's basically 10 gold bet, we just get 1 gold, is what you're saying.
You as a party would earn 1 gold piece for that fight, but I can honestly say the prize pools are generally larger than that. Especially should one of the merchant princes want to come watch. They generally drop a good amount of gold on the fight.
Excellent. Can you tell me the rules of the arena?
So
What is and is not explicitly allowed?
it's basically free for all combat. You'll be pitted inside of the arena with another group of, shall it be people or creatures or whatever the case may be. We do encourage you not to kill anybody for the good of the sport, but occasionally accidents do happen, and we are aware of that. However, killing in general is frowned upon in the city and could eventually, should it happen, and happen multiple times, you may not be allowed to compete at the arena in the further or in the future.
So you advise that we hold back, is what you're saying?
I advise you take your opponent to the brink of death and leave them. Yes.
All right then. Let me get back to you after I talk to my party.
Okay, fair enough. We'll be here.
Hey, B.
I make my way back.
Yeah, Joe.
So say you land a very massive crit that does their entire health pool. How do we deal with this?
Literally because
Um,
it's Joe's fucking
No,
one
you're
spot
fine.
from them wolves.
Basically, the way health works in the game, and we've never really touched this in any of our campaigns, you can declare what's called non-lethal damage at any point in time. And basically what that means is I'm going to strike and I'm going to do damage, but I don't want it to kill them.
Okay.
So yeah, if you get a huge hit and you think it's going to take them below their HP threshold, you can declare non-lethal damage. The other thing theoretically you can do in this instance, even if you do knock them out with normal damage, they will have to make their death saving throws just like everyone else.
Mhm.
Should you
That's
be in
fine.
combat with another party, they may have healers to bring them back. They may be able to, bandage them up and get them on their feet, just like you guys can. On the flip side, if it's creatures, obviously that's a different conversation.
Yo, those good berries that Elf has? Oh, 80 gold a piece right now.
Freaking 80 gold. Jesus Christ.
All right. Yo, where do we sign up? Let's go. Get in.
All right, before you do that, I tell you all I noticed Marcus before we even talk to these people. He's over under that tree.
I look at the tree.
And I'm just
Right.
sitting there watching them.
And you see me
I've
cry.
probably pulled out a pipe and am just gently smoking from it at this point.
I walk
No,
up
dude, I
and
still can't believe you're still crying.
still crying, of course. Can I
Yeah.
hit that? Can I take a hit?
What are you taking a hit of?
Eli's
Pipe.
pipe.
Oh,
I'm not sure you'll like it, and I hand it over.
I take a hit. I'm crying.
Eli, depending on what is in there, does he need to make any type of a saving throw?
What would smoking catnip do to
some low-key weed is right there. Yo,
I mean, because
Dwarf
I'm a
101.
cat. Like, this is the equivalent of like silverleaf or weed for him. Like,
I'm just
DM's
high.
choice. Let's go.
Let's see. So apparently, I actually Googled this. Smoking catnip can cause headaches, vomiting, and feelings of being ill.
Nice.
I assume it wouldn't do that to me.
No, I would assume not, because it's like crack for you. But it does have to be taken in high doses before that plays into effect.
Well, but here's my thought on it. I am 7 foot. He is 4 foot. And
I am
would
200
assume
pounds.
I have a pretty high tolerance, so I pack it pretty tight.
I am a
Those are all
dwarf.
very
All
valid
right.
things.
Go
as,
ahead.
As a
and-
cannabis professional, I will say that it's going to be the potency. Now, if this is like your homebrew catnip that you've been growing in your closet, yeah, probably won't
Some
do
good
much for
kush.
the dwarf. All right, but if this is like special from the healer back home, right? Like, nah, it's probably going to fuck the dwarf up.
And given Eli's background, I highly doubt he has any high grade stuff on him.
No, not right now.
So go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw. The threshold is going to be extremely low.
1.
Let's see that
Oh,
one.
Ah, no.
Yup,
17.
Aw.
Bang.
you take a
That
hit
hurt.
of it, and it literally doesn't even seem like it has any effect on you. It doesn't
Take it
calm
up
you
there.
down or anything. I mean,
Is this catnip?
give me a knowledge nature to see if you would actually know that.
Oh, crap. That's true.
Amazing.
He's had it before.
I'm wild. I live in the wild side. +1. 12.
Um. Okay. Yeah. You would guess, given the fact that he is a lion and it is a type of grass that you're smoking, you would assume that it is catnip.
Hey, bro, this is some weak shit, bro. I pass it back.
Like my eyes are just completely glazed over at this point.
Oh, so
Alright,
you're one of the cats that gets totally relaxed when they have catnip.
Oh yeah.
And I start crying again.
Alright, so I just look at the other two at Bacon and Zyro and just be like, it's only basically gonna be us that's effective in this fight right now.
Oh, I look at them and I go, "Oh, were you wanting me to come in there with you guys?"
You say a fight?
I assume
No.
you want it.
No.
Okay.
What do you guys want to
No.
do?
Can I sign up twice?
Can we sign up as a group?
You can sign up as a group, you can sign up individually, however you want.
Are you gonna be able to join us to Pressy?
I start crying. 80 gold is a lot. And I start putting on my armor.
You're lucky I don't have any fucking strength modifier, otherwise I'd ask to roll to smack you a little.
Start
I
putting
mean-
on my armor. It's gonna take me 10 minutes, so you guys can.
So
I'm
can we
crying
sign
the
up?
whole time.
Can we sign up as a group and as solo?
You can, yeah. I mean, granted, as they said, there's a waiting period to get the matches assigned, but yes, you can.
Sure.
How long is the waiting period?
Just depends. It
There you
to
go.
to tell you the exact rules on it, it depends on the dice rolls. So it just depends on how long it takes another group that they believe would be a good match to sign up, because obviously it's a sporting event, so they do not want just literally it to be a one-sided match.
I'd assume we'd have resting periods in between matches,
Theoretically,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No. All right. Can I go up to the man and sign up?
Yep. So
Yes, I would also like to go.
he kind of asked if you're doing it as a group or solo.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, if that's the case, then you guys need to sign up as a group. Here's all your sheet. And I mean, there's literally like this giant stack of papers that comes out that's like probably 50 pages thick.
Ooh,
Oh god.
I'm not good with writing, as you can see. My fingers are the size of your fucking head.
I
That-
guess I'm fucked with writing too.
No, that's
Well,
perfectly
you
okay.
know.
I just need some initials and signatures. I need a signature on page 1 here at the bottom. I need one on page 13. That signs us of any waiver of any non-liability issues in case you would happen to be dead, dismembered, or anything of that nature. I need you to sign an initial on page 22 in case you die. That's the problem. That can happen. And basically absolve us of all responsibility. I need a signature on page 47 that just indicates that you understand that you'll only receive 10% of the gold cut based on the total prize pool as well.
I feel like you've done this before.
A few times.
I
How-
initial everything.
A professional. Putting on.
All right. You seem I have good initials, but no.
Okay.
I'll sign for him.
I make my mark.
Okay.
I mark my territory.
Joe, are you the only one signing up solo?
Yeah, I'm solo and team.
Well, I can't kill people, so I'm not gonna go solo.
I'd love to see how solo turns out. Yo, can we bet on ourselves?
You may and no, you may actually not bet on yourself when you're in the arena, but your party members can.
All right, so who's betting for me?
I'll bet for you.
I'll give you some money to bet on top of it. Who knows? I might not even win, but it'll be hilarious nonetheless.
All right, so he asks you where you guys will be staying for the night. So should a battle arise, if he can call on you.
I would like to stay in the luxurious hotel. 1 gold apiece night.
I thought we were staying at the
I mean, you guys could stay wherever you want.
What's a
Oh,
lizard?
Joe wants
Yeah,
to be
the lizard
fancy.
motel.
Joe wants to be fancy.
Joe's gonna be fancy and spend all that gold.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you guys can go to different inns. It's not a problem.
I'll be at the
Oh,
Thunderling Lizard.
I will also be at the Thundering Lizard.
no, I just want to be alone.
Ah, I nod.
Mm, I'd probably just stick with the party. No.
I shake my head.
Is everyone going to the Thundering Lizard?
I think everyone but you had said they wanted to, and then we haven't heard
Oh,
anything from Marcus.
I would not be going to the cheaper inn. I would go to the nicer one.
So you can have some alone time.
Yes.
Fuck. I just split my vote. Alright, no, I'm sticking to my nice expensive inn.
Split the party.
Right.
All right, so obviously for the group going to the Thundering Lizard, yeah, it's your typical bar tavern inn. Whenever you head in, there's lots of noise going on downstairs, lots of drinking, lots of chattering, lots of people having fun. As for the other two of you who go to check in at the other inn for the night, it's much more like, well, I don't know how to describe it. So I'm gonna say it's like your Holiday Inn. You walk in the front desk, they check you in, they give you your key to your room. It's nice and quiet and calm. You notice they have a free like little continental breakfast set up that's not stocked currently, but it looks like it will be in the morning for you. They check you in. You each have your own private room.
Apologize
Versus
if you guys can
versus
hear
the
my
people at the Thundering Lizard, you're set into one room for all of you.
Can I pay another 5 silver for my own room?
As you go up, well, let's see what it says. Yes, you are fairly successful at securing a solo room for an additional 5 silver.
Sweet. I go to my room and cry loudly as I take my armor off.
Oh my god. What the fuck is wrong with you?
This stink saying money.
You have our explorer
Money.
packs and whatnot, right? Like backpacks.
Yeah, you have all your basic backpack gear, yes.
Alright.
So, but that is, unless anyone has any other things they want to do for the night, that's where I'm planning on ending it for the night. We've been at it for almost 3 hours, so
Alright, so we take our rest at our inn and then we come back and
yep. So if it all works, that we can meet back up again in 2 weeks. We'll take off
Alrighty.
right from this spot where you guys are coming out fresh out of the inn. Joe Ball seems to think that he'll have guides back for you then, as well as you guys made a call on an arena battle. We'll see.
Alrighty.
So,
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
sorry this
Money!
was a heavy role playing section.
Oh,
But
I can't believe I got
Sorry.
kicked out on that one place. I was like, well,
yep,
not
hopefully
what
you
I
guys
intended.
hopefully you guys didn't mind a little bit of role play. It's very different from what I've been doing recently, but it's extremely necessary to get everything in this set up properly.
No,
So
it's wonderful.
I had fun.
I enjoy it.
Yep.
It was good.
all right, well we will we'll end it here. We'll see what happens whenever we try to meet up again in 2 weeks here. See if you guys get to meet one of the guides so you can head out in the wilderness. If you guys want to explore the town more, you can, or see if you get a call for the arena. We'll see what happens. Lots of options
we
on the
gonna-
table.
How are we gonna set up meeting Cat in there?
I will figure out a way. I'll work with her a little bit on the side. Yeah, the nice thing is with the way this is written, at any point in time, if someone has to bail out for a session, it's not going to be the end of the world. We can always come up with some excuse that they had to go back. And since I am obviously recording these sessions, if you guys want, you can go back and rewatch them, which they're going to be about 2.5 to 3 hours. Otherwise, I can always just meet with you real quick for like a 5 or 10 minute recap. Or you can meet with your fellow companions and go through a quick recap. Doesn't matter. So
Cool.
I'm very flexible with the always having to be here. I like having a full party, but obviously that's not always possible. We all have very busy lives. So I mean, it happens. And I mean, there may be a Wednesday night where I can't make it, and that happens. Unfortunately, Eli and I both are kind of on call 24/7.
Yeah.
So if something does come up and we can't make it, I mean, it is what it is. So, But no, we'll be very flexible with having to move people in and out. I would love for you guys to be able to make it here as often as possible because that makes it more fun. But I'm 100% understanding if things come up and it just can't work out for the night. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
Cool for me.
All
So
right.
we're
I know
Alrighty.
Eli, I do need to hang on with you to go sidebar for a little while
Yep.
to go over what we talked about in chat. But other than that, I'm good with everyone else. I hope you all had fun.
Yeah.
Fun.